legal representation from an experienced defense attorney in Sacramento who helps you obtain the best possible results. At Gonzalez Law Offices, attorney Jonathan Gonzalez has remained undefeated from 2016 through 2019 for jury trials, and this year will be no exception. Contact him at 916-304-9187 or at saclegaldefense.com.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all four arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drape on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drape.
Flyer. I walked into the building today. I'm tired from my workout. My boy Lim kicked my butt. But as soon as I pulled in the garage, I said, it is back like we never left. You're listening to the Drive Guys live on location inside Golden One Center. Your boy Drapes got my guy High Flyer over here, Henry Turner to my right.
Let's get it.
Basketball is back, big fella. I'm feeling good. I don't care. And I know you pumped some iron early this morning.
For sure.
I know you worked out this morning.
For sure.
I don't care how tough the workout was. I don't care how many laps you did around the gym. Once you up in here, you got to feel the vibe and feel the energy, High Flyer.
Man, come on, bro. As soon as I walked through here and saw the purple with the white lines on it with the Black Kings at the logo, the blood is pumping.
All right, hold up. Before we even begin, I got to send call some people out. You know, we're on YouTube right now, Sacktown Sports 1140. You can check us out right there. You can also call or text us, 916-339-1140.
Holla at your boys.
I'm looking at, let me see, one of the first comments. High Flyer looks amazing. I'm like, hold up, he a guest here. You don't compliment the guest first. It's like walking into somebody's crib. They got the nice furniture. Grandma got the apple pie, and you say something to the guest. No, you pay respects. Grandma, it sure smells good here. Mom, I like your new couch you got. Right. That rug is super smooth. You don't compliment the guest.
Hey, let's do it like this. KD, you the man. But by the way, HT, you're looking good, baby. You're looking good.
Oh, man, I'm fired up, man. We got a great show coming up at 4:45. We got Tim Roy, the voice of the Golden State Warriors, our opponent tonight as the Sacramento Kings play their first preseason game. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the state of the Western Conference, where the Kings fit in. Also, we're going to talk some San Francisco 49ers at the bottom of the hour, 2:30. Rod Boone, he's going to join us as well. Rod Brooks, excuse me about that. I get him and the basketball Rod Boone mixed up. Right. Rod Boone writes for the Charlotte Hornets. Rod Brooks, of course, NBC Sports Bay Area. But first, High Flyer, is basketball back? Like, do you feel it, man? Are we back in this thing? Are we ready to go right now?
You know what? We feel it because we have an agenda. You know, the way we went out last year kind of like left an incomplete to our basketball squad. You know, I never really felt like it was done. I never really felt like it was finished. So, you know, right now it's kind of like, all right, fellas, okay, you know what? It's time to right the wrong. It's time to right the wrong. You know what? This should be the team that we thought y'all was going to be last year because everybody's healthy right now for the most part. We got new acquisitions. We got guys that are healthy. We got guys that are, feeling real confident out there. We
should be hungry, right?
Should be hungry. We got our coach locked down. The Kings did a great job this summer.
Yes.
First with Mike Brown.
Yep.
Malik Monk.
Yep.
Debo.
Come on, man.
I mean, a great job. So we're excited. That's why we're so pumped because it's like, okay, yeah, we finally got a chance to say We did something. We made some moves. Now, fellas, let's go.
Yeah, we had De'Aaron Fox on during media day in High Flyer, and he said something I thought was really interesting. Here's Foxy going into his 8th season, High Flyer. He's a veteran now. He's an OG. He's no young kid.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now is his time.
He's not young Fox.
He's not young Fox. And he said, I have a lot of time, but I don't have time to waste. That's what I need, that kind of energy and mindset from the whole entire team. Because to your point, we left this building last year. We left watching the Kings last year with a sour taste in our mouth.
Right.
New Orleans smacked us up 6 times.
Hold on.
The squad flew back to Sacramento with their tail between their legs. If I'm a player, and you've been there before, you know.
Yes.
If I'm a player, that still bothers me. The way we went out like suckers. We can't have that.
Like I said, it's incomplete, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
It's incomplete.
Okay.
It's not finished.
Right.
And I'm with you. Right now, people look at the moves we made, the Debo move, and say, okay, he's not the youngest player to bring in here. But what they have to look at, our window with De'Aaron, Sabonis, and Debo. The window is a 3-year window.
And it's right now, right?
It starts now. It starts to where they have to win right now, KD.
Yes.
It's not that, well, we're going to wait until next year. No. You know what? Keegan is not a young fellow no more. This is your 3rd year.
Right.
You know what? You know what the NBA is about. Malik Monk, you 6th man of the year candidate 2 years in a row.
Right.
Should have won last year, my man. Malik, in my heart, you're the guy.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, knows what's going on. KE coming off the bench. You know what? You're not starry-eyed no more. You done started some games.
Right.
And I'm talking Keon Ellis.
Yes. KE, yes.
You done started some games. You know what the NBA is about. So right now, this team should be ready to go.
I'm 100% with you because, I remember 2 years ago, they made the playoffs. It was all sunshine and rainbows.
Right.
Last year, obviously a disappointment. Let's call it what it is. Even though you won 46 games, you didn't make the playoffs. You got eliminated in the play-in. Now the excuses are over. Like, you're not a young team that's trying to grow anymore, And when I look at the Western Conference and coming up a little later, right around 4:30, we're going to take a look at the Western Conference. I see, why not Sacramento? Because here's the thing, High Flyer. We could talk about OKC and all their great moves and how talented they are. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, all great team.
Right.
We could talk about Minnesota, Ant Edwards. He's the man. You get Julius Randle. You got Gobert. We could talk about that. But when you look at the Sacramento Kings and the age of our star players, now is the time.
It's the time. You look at those teams. You look at Luka and Kyrie. You know what? All the West have their high powers.
Yes.
We got high powers now.
We got it too. Right.
And we got inside, outside, and mid-range now.
Yes.
And mid-range now. I have to give it. I really have to salute Amani because we had a lot of holes. But he's definitely he's gotten his landscaping skills up because he's plugged some holes.
Yes.
McNair.
Yeah, exactly. He has definitely plugged some holes for this basketball team. And we're looking and we understand that you don't do this just in 1 year. It takes some time. But I'll tell you what, the moves that he has made has definitely plugged the holes that the Sacramento Kings have had.
Yes. You're right. I mean, and here's the thing. I still think there's some tweaks that need to be made at the end of the day. But we added a Hall of Fame player in DeMar DeRozan. No doubt a Hall of Fame. A 23,000 point per game scorer. That still is getting it done. It's not like you added Vince Carter on his last leg, hoping to get 15 minutes a night. This dude, DeMar DeRozan, and we're going to see him in a Kings uniform tonight for the first time, High Flyer. He's a bona fide star. He's a bona fide 20 to 25 point per game scorer.
You know what? Before I get to rub it on Debo, I'm still going to put it out there for Monty McNair.
All right. Give Monty some credit. Give him some credit.
You think about what he's done, because like a lot of people look and say, well, he really didn't do anything. Hold on. Slow your roll. He brought Sabonis here.
Yes.
hell of a job. You talk about bringing in a solidified all-star future Hall of Famer. That's one. Drafted Keegan. All right.
Home run. He did it. Exactly. He hit on that.
Hey, drafted Keegan. Brought in some of the free agents. Re-signed
Malik Monk.
Re-signed Mike Brown.
Yes.
All right. Now, bringing in Debo. Dude, the dude has made some, in my eye, some Herculean moves for this organization. Let's put that out there. Rule number one, because people look at mine and be like, well, he really ain't made no moves, man. I don't know what you're looking at. He's made his moves. Now, when you talk about DeMar DeRozan, a.k.a. Debo, the dude is a gym rat.
Yes.
He loves hoop. And when I say gym rat is not a derogatory word in my mind.
Right.
That means that's just a guy who loves to be in the gym, working out and playing basketball. Mitch Richmond is a gym rat, and that dude jerseys in the rafters. All right, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. So when I say gym rat, it's not derogatory. It's a great thing,
right? Because
it lets me know that you will do anything to live and die on this floor. DeMar, he's not a spring chicken, but this dude does whatever it takes to bring the ultimate package for when he's out there on the floor to compete.
Well, let's stay right there, High Fly. Let's state it right there. I know who DeMar DeRozan is.
Right.
We've seen him for a number of years. The guy's been in the league. He's been an all-star. He's performed in the playoffs. What does DeMar DeRozan look like on this team, though, with Fox, Sabonis? How does he get in where he could fit in?
The crazy thing about this is when you look at DeMar's career, when he was with San Antonio, was number one, number two guy.
Yep.
All right. Went to Toronto. I mean, and San Antonio had a great run with San Antonio. Had another great run with Toronto. Was number one, number two guy. Right. He had a lot on his plate. Even when he went to Chicago, it was him, Zach LaVine. He's number one, number two guy. Well, when you come here and you are who you are DeMar DeRozan. You've always been an alpha or an omega. On this team, you may be the third guy. Okay, we got De'Aaron, we got Sabonis. He could be a two, no doubt.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, it's the same thing I said about Porzingis when he went to Boston.
Yeah.
You know what? You wasn't gonna find another four option that's gonna be better than Porzingis. DeMar DeRozan. You're not going to find another third option too many times in the NBA that's going to be better than DeMar DeRozan. So it takes a lot off, but it also lets you flourish. Because you know what? He's on the floor, and it's going to be some guys looking at De'Aaron. It's going to be some guys looking at Sabonis. It's going to be a dude that got to stand next to Keegan. Now you can go to work, Debo. The floor should be open for you.
I agree with that, High Flyer, but here's where I'm going to push back on you. At worst, if we're talking about advancing in the playoffs, getting deep, I'm still looking at him as our number two option. Some nights our number one option. Like I think when you talk about number one option, number two, we're talking offensively.
Yeah, we're talking about scoring.
We know Domantas Sabonis can score the ball,
but he's not our scorer.
Right,
he's our facilitator.
Like I'm okay with Domas averaging a little less, but still being effective if DeMar's 22, 23 a game.
Well, I mean, while we making this gumbo, let's keep it 100 and put the roux in it. Sabonis never was a 20-point guy. He's the facilitator. Yeah. He's the guy that you run your offense through. His assist numbers are up there. Now, that's what you're going to have to keep him at. His assist numbers should go even higher.
Right.
They should go even higher because when you're a basketball player, KD, and you're on that floor, let's say you only got, come on now, you play the game.
Of course.
You never played at this level, but you play the game, so you kind of understand it. When you're on the floor and you got two guys, you got a Batman and you got a Robin, but you're a facilitator. So you only can see Batman and Robin. That's who you get the ball to. But when you got when you got the Avengers out there, everybody's one.
Is that what we got? Is that we have the Avengers?
We're coming close to that. Okay. We're coming close to that because you got guys that's going to be one-on-one now. You don't have two guys on Fox no more. You don't have two guys on Sabonis anymore. You don't have two guys on Keegan or a guy and a half on Keegan. Everybody's going to be one-on-one. And now it's like, all I got to do is beat one dude.
Right.
Oh, I got that.
Right.
See, Fox's problem was always once he beat his guy off the dribble, now you got guys in the paint waiting on you. Well, now ain't nobody waiting on you in the paint.
Right.
You got Debo over there. You got Keegan in the corner.
You're not leaving him open. Yeah.
And if he step up, you throw the ball to the rim, and Sabonis, you dunk it.
This is what I see. And we talked about Monty McNair. This is how I see him building this roster with the addition of Debo, DeMar DeRozan we're talking about. I look at what the Celtics did this year. That's my comp for the Sacramento Kings, meaning this high flyer. Jason Tatum averaged 26.9 points.
Right.
We know Jason Tatum could roll out of bed and average 30 a night, but he didn't need to on that team. I maintain because we got the Avengers now and not just a Batman and Robin.
Right.
Because the Celtics for many years were just Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
True.
But then they went out and got Drew Holiday. They went out and got Derek White, Porzingis. They became the Avengers.
That's what changed the game.
That's where we're trying to get
That's
to.
what I'm saying. That's what changed the game for them. And really, honestly, that team was a good, solid team. But when they got Porzingis, that changed the game for them.
Yes.
When we get Debo, that changes the game for us because now, like I said, you got Porzingis at a number 4. He's a 4 option. And he's going to be the best 4 option in the league because whoever he get, he cooking.
He cooking. Curtis Hicks on the YouTube chat. I see you out there. Hit us up, Sacktown Sports 1140. Domas can easily average a triple-double for the season with all the firepower that's out there on the court with him. We know he's going to do the points and rebounds, right?
No doubt.
Well, Curtis Hicks says 17.5 points, 14 rebounds, 12 assists. Stamp my name on it. Is it possible?
You know,
that's tough though. High flyer.
The way he plays is possible. But here's my thing. Here's my thing with Sabonis right now. I don't mind if Sabonis numbers go down. Now, don't kill me.
All right. Oh shoot.
Let me explain. I don't mind when his numbers go down because you know what? We rode the hell out of that man.
Yeah.
We rode the hell out of him. So I wouldn't mind if his numbers went down to 14 points a night, 12 points a night. No.
High fly. Hey.
Check this out. Because I want Sabonis to be able to rest a little bit. Dude, we rode him hard.
We asked him to do everything.
He did everything. Yeah. So what I'm saying is his production to go down. Why? Because he ain't playing that many minutes.
And we don't need that.
We don't need that. We don't need to ride this man that hard. If we get somebody else in here that will give him some rest to where he don't have to play 35 minutes a night, you only got to give you 28, 30. Now you got a Sabonis out there that's not getting tired. He's not pulling on his shorts. He's not making silly fouls because he reached and everything. You got a guy that's fresh, ready to go. I want that guy's numbers to be cut down a little bit to where once playoffs hit, we ready. You're not dying at the end.
If that happens, though, High Flyer, and I hear you, I understand exactly what you're saying. I know DeRozan is going to give me 20 to 23 a night.
That's what I'm saying. So Sabonis don't have to give you.
But you know who sure as hell need to give us something? Keegan Murray.
Oh, no
if Domas is dropping down to 14 to 15, then I need Keegan up to 18 and 19, High Flyer.
All of those guys got to do their part. What I'm saying is I don't mind if Sabonis' numbers drop because I want his minutes to drop.
Mm-hmm.
I want his minutes to drop. I'm telling you, man, if you look at the minutes that Sabonis logged in last year, bro, he had to be up there in the top 5 in minutes played.
Right.
And you don't want to ride him that hard. You know, that's why you have to have an Avengers. You know, you're just not sending Captain America out on every battle. You know, Cap, sit down for a while. We're going to send Thor out there. He can take care of this. You know, to where, when you have to deal with Thanos, who's coming to destroy the world. Now you could use everybody. Everybody's ready to go.
916-339-1140 if you want to get in on the conversation. Kings basketball is back. You can feel the excitement. They're getting the courts all ready, the rims all ready and everything. The dance team will be out here warming up in just a little bit. Let me ask you this, though, High Flyer, because I'm like a kid on Christmas morning. I'm excited. I'm opening. I'm ready to see my new toys and things like that. What's the adjustment period? Like, should Kings fans temper our expectations for tonight? I'm saying, not for the season or any. I'm just saying it might not be a fine-tuned automobile tonight.
It's not, KD. It's not. But you don't want to see chaos either. You know what I'm expecting tonight. I'm expecting to see a team come out. I'm expecting to see the 5 go up and down a little bit, but I'm expecting to see Mike Brown still is going to take a long and serious look at what he has come off the bench. You know what you got in your number 1, 2, 3, 4. You know that. You know those guys are going to be there. Let's get some of these other guys out there and get them acclimated and see what they can bring. Remember, we're still trying to assemble our Avengers. We're not done. We're not done.
Okay.
Like you said, we are still looking for a guy that's going to where we're going to be happy when we say, okay, Sabonis, you know what? You're being subbed out. Because right now, if we sub out De'Aaron and bring in KE at the point, or Malik Monk, whichever one, because they can switch, we're fine with that. You bring out Kevin Huerter, sub, you're fine with that. All right, take Debo out, you're fine with your replacement. Same thing with Keegan. Once Trey gets healthy, same thing when Trey get healthy, him and Keegan at the 4, you're fine with that. But at the 5, when you take Sabonis out, you're kind of like, ooh, can we hold on for 5 minutes to keep the big fella? Let the big fella at least get 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, you're right. And Alex Len probably will be that guy tonight. And I love Alex Len, a solid veteran pro. Right. My guy Campio on YouTube says, High Flyer has been watching the Avengers. Have you been checking them out lately? Have you been watching movies?
I am first team all Avengers. Katie, think about this, bro. I mean, we're old heads here.
Yes.
So, we didn't have YouTube and all this other stuff that, the electronics, the internet. Bro, I read comic books as a kid.
Right.
So I know all the comic book stuff. So yes, I'm a big time Avengers fan. I'm a Marvel fan.
Okay. So a big game tonight, obviously. Buddy Hield back in action for the Golden State Warriors coming up in just a little bit.
Buckets.
We'll talk about how the Warriors look. What's your, I guess, I'm excited for this game, High Flyer, because it's basketball. Not because of the opponent. I feel like we've already moved on from the Kings Warriors rivalry. Maybe it's just preseason and I'm not feeling it. I feel like it's more about us and not necessarily, we play the Warriors tonight or, we play the Lakers. No, it's about this Kings business tonight.
It is about us. But KD, it was such a big buzz when the Kings and Warriors went at it, that 7-game stretch. And, and the entities and the players at bay are still there. I think as long as we got Steph Curry going up against De'Aaron Fox, it's going to be something there. As long as Draymond's there running his mouth and yapping, it's going to be something there. The Battle of the Bay was a thing, dude, for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
It was a thing between these two teams. So, yes, the onus is on what we're doing, but I still think it's going to be something special. It's going to be something extra when these two teams hit the floor.
Well, the reason I say what I said, High Flyer, is, in my opinion, and who knows, maybe Steph is at the Sawyer right now listening to us right now. If he hears this, so what? The Warriors aren't in our category anymore. Like that, they're to me in our, and maybe I'm looking past the Warriors a little too soon or something like that. But I feel like they are in our rear view mirror right now. We got bigger fish to fry. And sure, Steph Curry, Draymond, Buddy Hield, we gonna boo them tonight, no doubt about it. But in the whole scheme of like the NBA,
I will say this.
Man, we done passed you guys.
I will say this, and I went on record saying this. Remember, I said last year that it was the Warriors' last dance.
Yes, yeah.
I said this is Golden State last dance.
Yeah,
and the Golden State Warriors isn't the same team that they were when they had the dynasty rolling. All right, they're not the same squad. But I will say this, and like I said, if Steph is in the Sawyer listening, I'm gonna keep it 100. As long as you have a Steph Curry, as long as you have a LeBron James, as long as you have a Kevin Durant, a Kyrie Irving, these guys are game changers. As long as you have one of those guys on your roster, you're going to be able to compete.
Am I disrespecting Steph in your opinion?
Yeah, you are.
Get out of here.
Yeah, you are. I'm going to keep it on.
Nah, dog, Steph can go out there and get 40 and they still lose. Come on, High Flyer.
Yeah, he can. But I tell you what happened in Game 7?
Dog, you going back 2 years.
I don't care.
You going back 2 seasons.
He the same dude. What happened in Game 7? Okay, let's keep it 100. What have you done for me lately? I know you watched the Olympics.
Man, that's against,
Man,
see, all right.
Where he was shooting the ball from, it could have been in Yugoslavia somewhere. This dude turned it on, and he was shooting from the logo, and these dudes who are They were Olympic players, which really, let's keep it 100. It was the NBA game. Half of them dudes are NBA players.
Yep.
When he turned it on for USA, it was a wrap. but that's the type of player he is. And yeah, you disrespect the dude. I'm telling you, do it again. I'm slapping.
Right, no, but here's what my final point on this, Hot Flyer. My final point is we've exercised those demons already. We're not scared of the big bad Steph Curry.
No.
Steph Curry's in town.
No.
We're not that way anymore, High Flyer. He need to be scared of us.
I'm with you. That went out the door 2 years ago.
Right.
And you know what? And I agree with you. Steph Curry looks at Sacramento with a little different eye now. That happened to you when
we got his attention, right?
Exactly. When the Kings took the Warriors to 7, it took a Herculean effort from Steph to get over. So, yeah, you look at the Sacramento Kings and say, wait a minute, man, they ain't the same squad. We used to walk in and just roll over those dudes. You know, even Draymond Green said, they ain't the same team.
The same Sacramento Kings.
Yeah. We can't walk in there and play with our shoes untied.
All right, coming up in just a little bit, we're going to switch gears to the San Francisco 49ers. Rod Brooks will be joining us, talk about what happened, and is tomorrow's game against the Seahawks a must-win. It is a Kings Wednesday. That's right, basketball is back. You're listening to The Drive Guys here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Model year-end pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the model year-end event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
The Sacramento State Hornets are back at home this Saturday. Come check out the high-flying Hornets as they host the Eastern Washington Eagles. It's the Big Sky home opener, Saturday, 6 o'clock at Hornet Stadium, where we're celebrating cancer awareness and healthcare appreciation. Come watch some great football and stay for the post-game fireworks. Tickets are on sale now at hornetsports.com for Sacramento State and Eastern Washington. Stingers up.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
You've probably heard the word, but do you know what a stimp meter is and how it works? Invented by Edward Stimpson in the 1930s, a stimp meter is a device used to measure the speed of putting surfaces. His version was made of wood and was simply a chute on which a golf ball would roll onto the green. Roderick Easdale writes in Golf Magazine, today's stimp meters are made of aluminum. They're 36 inches long and have a V-shaped chute down which the ball can roll. It has 2 notches on which the ball rests. After a flat area of the green is selected, a golf ball is placed in the notch and the end is slowly lifted until the ball rolls down the chute and across the green. The average of 3 distances becomes one of the measurements. The process is repeated in the opposite direction, and the measure of both directions is added and divided by 2. That figure in feet is the stimp meter reading. Most courses average 9 or 10 on stimp meter, which is neither too fast or too slow, just right for most recreational players. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
DC here, and if you've been thinking about a new car, you gotta see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia. You can always count on low payments and zero down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Big Sky home opener for the Sacramento State Hornets this Saturday, 6 p.m. kickoff versus Eastern Washington. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you could get both, why not? Especially when it comes to healthcare, and that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge. But it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. That's because MediShare works. It has for more than 30 years. It's a community of Christians who have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you could save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Just call 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE, 877-26 Bible.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
Advanced Infusion Center, where we prioritize your comfort and well-being. Whether you're managing a chronic condition or seeking specialized IV therapy, our state-of-the-art center offers tailored solutions to meet your needs. Advanced Infusion Center's dedicated healthcare professionals are here to ensure your safety and provide personalized care. Conveniently located in Sacramento and Yuba City with flexible scheduling options. Experience a new standard in infusion therapy. Visit Advanced Infusion Center today at advancedinfusion.com.
Maida Chevy saves you $12,000 off MSRP on every new half-ton Silverado RST in stock after rebates. All of them. Silverado blowout on now at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
See dealer for details. Ends 10/31/24.
Tore some ligaments in his wrist.
Multi-week.
Yeah, it'll be at least a month, probably longer. We haven't decided whether to do it or not, though.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Back here on the Drive Guys, Drapes High Flyer coming to you live from the G1C Golden One Center, site of Kings preseason action. The opener tonight against the Golden State Warriors. We'll get back to the Kings coming up at the top of the hour. But our guy, Rod Brooks, NBC Sports Bay Area. You can check him out on the Niners pregame and postgame show. One of the best follows on social media. How you feeling today, Rod? You recovered from the debacle that we saw on Sunday, big fella? It's Rod there. Rod, you got us?
I think it's still stuck in there. That loss is still stuck right
there.
there.
Yeah, he hurting right now. Not sure if Rod got us or not. If you missed it, and I know you didn't, High Flyer, because you watched it just like I did.
Yes, sir.
The Niners had a 23-10 lead at the half, and they didn't score a single point after that.
Wow.
Losing 24-23 to the Arizona Cardinals.
Yes.
Of all teams, Arizona.
You talk about a team that went on a drought offensively, and then defensively it didn't get no better. I watched this team. The very first time the Cardinals scored, I looked at the body language because we watch games all the time. I looked at the body language and I was like, Frisco is in trouble because nobody touched that guy all the way to the end zone. I'm like, come on, Frisco. It takes more effort than that.
Right.
It takes more energy than that. You just can't give guys, confidence like that just straight out the gate.
Rod, you on with us now, man? You got us? I can't hear Rod Brooks. Little technical difficulties, I guess. We'll keep efforting and see if I can hear Rod. But here's the thing, High Flyer. When you look at the San Francisco 49ers, and we understand the team is banged up right now. They're hurt right now. I get it. Guys are banged up. Travarius Ward now questionable with the knee for tomorrow's game.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Conley oblique questionable for tomorrow's game as well. I look at the Niners, who have now lost
the problem.
RJ, I'm being told from the YouTube chat, no sound, no audio. You got us over there? You can hear us fine? We good? Level's good? Everything like that? Okay.
We're good here.
All right, we're good here? Okay. To your point, High Flyer, and you're right. You know how it is. Let me ask you this, though, because when you look at coaching, and sound is back, everybody says they got his back. That's great to hear. When you look at coaching, to your point, the X's and O's might be the same.
Right.
Kyle Shanahan might be doing the same exact thing he's done in years past.
Mm-hmm.
But why is it that sometimes the players don't perform to the same level? Is it they tune them out? Is it they tired of hearing the message? What is it?
You know, there is a situation, KD, to where you can have a scheme and that scheme can work.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always said this, and I've always your players have to buy in.
Right.
Your players have to buy in to what the coach is selling. Now, it could be very much successful up in players stop believing in the system, then that's a problem.
And is that on you then as a coach? Is that a reflection of you?
It's a twofer. It's a twofer because the thing about it is that, you always have to, number one, you have to have your star player believe in what you're selling. And, when he come out and throw 2 interceptions and walk to the sideline and be like, man, this is terrible, man. I can't stand this, man. Now, guess what?
Right.
5 of your offensive lines heard that. A couple of the running backs had heard it, and the wide receivers, and they're like, he don't believe in it either.
Right.
Now you got dissension.
Yeah. And I feel like, and we're going to, coming up at 3:30, talk about Aaron Rodgers because he went on the Pat McAfee show and absolved himself of all blame, didn't get his head coach, Robert Saleh, fired. But I maintain when you look at the quarterback head coaching relationship, it's probably the one of the most important in all of sports, really, because the quarterback is the leader of the team. And to your point, if he's given a side-eye look at the coach, then, the players aren't going to follow.
Bro.
But I will say, I don't think that's what's happening with the 49ers. Brock Purdy and Shanahan are on the same page, I feel like.
Might be. But here's the thing, dissension can be anywhere. And then it might not even be dissension. It might be a situation to where they just don't think that that's best for what they have.
Ooh. And you know what's crazy about it? After that game Sunday, you heard some players questioning the scheme,
bro,
the lack of adjustment.
Right. You have to put your players in the best possible position to succeed. Now, the players you have now might not be the exact same guys that got it done before, because there's a couple of guys that didn't change
right
on the Niners lineup, so that might be a problem. It could be a multitude of things, but that's everything that head coaching moniker comes with. You got to be in tune with a whole lot of things, not just coaching.
No, you're right about that. They take on the Seattle Seahawks tomorrow. Battle for first place, quite possibly. Seattle coming off a horrible loss, just a bad loss to the New York Giants. But I will say this, when I look at the Seahawks, and me and Jay talked about it yesterday, what they do can give the Niners some problems, especially with a guy like Travarius Ward now being questionable. You got Hafunga out, right. Probably a month, that kind of thing. And from being an athlete, a lot of times, and especially in basketball, High Flyer, when a player gets hurt, the next man up mentality.
Right.
But can it get to a point, and Jay and I talked about this yesterday, because I'm looking at the Niners team, could it get to a point where we just can't overcome all these injuries? Like they got a mass unit of guys that are going to be missing or at least questionable for tomorrow. So I don't care about next man up mentality. If you ain't got the horses, you ain't got the horses, High Flyer.
It can be that, KD, but then it can also be this. sometimes it's always a situation of next man up. But I'll tell you what, some guys aren't used to playing with those starting five. You never get a chance to play with those guys. Let's say, for example, Sabonis goes down, and we were talking about last year.
Right.
All right. Last year, we had Alex Len and we had JaVale McGee. Two total different guys.
Right.
When you run the pick and roll with Alex Len, it's definitely different than when you're rolling with JaVale McGee.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, your time is just off a little bit. You come off of that screen, it's the exact same pick, it's the exact same look. Their big man steps up. It should be the exact same scheme, but Alex Len don't go up like JaVale McGee. You can throw the ball right over the square, and JaVale's there. Alex, you might have to put it in that pocket for him to be able to succeed.
Right.
And guess what? You ain't practiced with Alex in 2 or 3 months? So the timing is just a little bit off. And when your timing is off, man, that throws everything off. You could always have that next man mentality up, but it's that situation of, okay, can we come in and jail right now, or is it going to take a second?
Take time to adjust. All right, I got more with the High Flyer coming up in just a little bit. You can always weigh in 916-339-1140. Still efforting Rod Brooks. Hopefully we can get him on because, I'm not going to let Rod off the hook, High Flyer. He a Niners guy. His team just got smacked by Arizona. They tucked their tail between their legs. Now they got, in my opinion, a must-win game tomorrow against Seattle. It's the Drive Guys here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Get ready to hit the gas on the best power tool deals of the year at Fasteners Tool Outlet. We're revving up the savings with our full throttle one-day DeWalt sale in Sacramento on October 12th only. We are slashing prices on a huge selection of DeWalt power tools like cordless drills, saws, combo kits, and more at costs you won't believe. Get better tools for better prices only at Fasteners Inc., Sacramento's top destination for DeWalt tools. Again, that's October 12th only on Power Inn Road. For more info, go to fastenersinc.net.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the second bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the third bite, you get the idea. The boss of breakfast burritos, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM. Or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Despite having no experience, Gavin Newsom made Jessica Morse his, quote, wildfire specialist. The result? Under Newsom and Morse, insurance rates and utility bills skyrocketed. Millions of dollars were slashed from the state's fire prevention budget. And they were even caught lying about their record, while millions of acres burned and families lost their homes. Now Gavin has chosen Jessica Morse again, this time to run for Congress. We have a better choice. Kevin Kiley. As our congressman, Kevin Kiley has worked across party lines to secure millions for wildfire protection and expand water supplies. And Kevin Kiley's bill to protect Lake Tahoe will bring up to $415 million home to our district to reduce the threat of fires and restore the ecosystem of the lake, delivering results and making a difference. Let's keep Kevin Kiley working for us.
I'm Kevin Kiley. I approve this message. Paid for by Kevin Kiley for Congress.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Drapes and High Flyer holding it down here on the Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports 1140. It's my pleasure to welcome in NBC Sports Bay Area Niners analyst. You can check them out on pregame, postgame. before and after every Niners game, our guy Rod Brooks. Rod, you got us this time. You there, big fella?
Yo, I'm there. How y'all doing?
Good, man. I thought you were collapsing like the Niners did in the second half.
Hey, you slow down over there, big time.
I'm just saying. I thought Rod was doing a no-show like the Niners in the second half, man. I'm glad to have you on. What happened Sunday, man?
I'm fired. Yeah, you know what? It's a lot of things. The obvious ones, not scoring in the red zone. So that's the main one, right? I'm sure we're going to dive in all of it, but that's the main one. So when you can't score, then all of a sudden in the second half, you let James Conner get loose. Then you start turning the ball over. One of those turnovers in the red zone, you put up missed tackles. We didn't talk about missed tackles over the last couple of weeks. That's been a massive problem. So you combine those four things and sprinkle in, 120 degrees on the field and a team that right now is searching for its identity on both sides of the ball. You get that, and that's what happened to them.
And you know what, Rod? High flyer here, man. I watched that game, and I seen from the very start when Phoenix got that first touchdown, and when Arizona got that first touchdown, it just seemed like the guys had bad body language. You talk about wrapping up. Nobody was wrapping up. There wasn't nobody getting even close to wrapping up.
No, the tackling has been a problem, like I said, over the last couple of weeks. They missed 12 tackles. The Niners did against Arizona. They missed 17 in the week before. So they were playing, not that Arizona's juggernaut, give them credit, but compared to the New England Patriots, the Patriots are just not a very good team. So you play bad teams, you can get away with stuff like that. But when you play a squad like Arizona, they have a dynamic quarterback. They have a running back that has really given them fits over the last few years in James Conner. And then you got a guy in Marvin Harrison who, if he catches one of your DBs in this game, I get him at the right or the wrong time, depending on which way you look at it, and Kyler Murray gets out of the pocket and he just throws it to a spot, knowing that Marvin Harrison is going to be at that spot, you end up losing the game. So, I know you're not saying this, but for folks who are thinking, well, the Niners, had some tackling issues and maybe they didn't look good from the eye test. It's not from a lack of trying. Again, I know you're not saying that. It's not that these guys are giving up. It's not that these guys are beefing with each other or the coaches, but they are in the midst of a both sides of the line of scrimmage identity crisis. And that's why I think coming up tomorrow, they got to get back to who they are, specifically on offense. They need to dictate to the defense that they're playing when they run the ball. Not let the opposing defense dictate, as Arizona did at times, with 5 or 6 men in front, dictate to the Niners, okay, we're going to take you out of what you want to do with the run game, and you guys throw the ball. Now, the Niners have been successful with throwing the ball. You look at all the numbers for Brock Purdy. He's throwing the ball downfield more. They've got more pass plays over 20 yards than any other team. Brock Purdy is leading the league in yards per attempt and other than touchdowns. That's the biggest stat for a quarterback. He's up there at 8.9. So they're throwing the ball down the field and they're doing it. But when it gets to the red zone and when it gets to their identity, they're not running the ball. Seattle's a really bad team against the run. I think the Niners are going to get back to that quick passing game, and at least offensively, get back to their identity.
Rob, before we continue on, yo, man, what you doing right now, man? You on the Stairmaster? You can't get Jane Fonda on or something? What are you doing right now, man?
Man, I'm active right now, baby. We're talking about a big game coming up. Coming up tomorrow. I mean, because listen, let's call it what it is. It's a must-win, even though it's early in the season. Yes. It's a must-win, even though it is not an elimination game, because they go 0-3 in the division. You have put dirt on yourself, and now you're trying to climb out of a hole that you have dug. If they lose this game, the vibes are already kind of, that goes back to what you were saying, high flyer, Bob. What you saw, what your eyes are telling you, like the vibes are already kind of, ooh. You don't want the vibes to really turn bad, and then you got to see Kansas City coming up. Then you got to see the Cowboys coming up, even though I don't think Cowboys are all that great. You know what I'm saying? So this is a game they got to get, and they know they got to get. And I know they got to get. So let's get it.
Now, Rod, let me ask you this. Offensively for the Niners, you got Brock Purdy. Okay, you have Deebo Samuels. You have Brandon Ayuk. You have a very good offense. Does the Niners kind of get that sentiment, especially on the defensive side of the ball, to where their offense is so potent that the defense can really kind of lapse a little bit and they can still be able to win a game?
No, I think for the Niners defensively, they're trying to replace guys, and they're finding they're hard to replace. Not irreplaceable, but they're hard to replace. Dre Greenlaw is very hard to replace, and Devondre Campbell is just not doing it. And they're trying to integrate some young guys in the mix too, like D. Winters, who me personally, I'd like to see get more snaps over Devondre Campbell as they try to figure out how do they replace Dre Greenlaw. Talanoa Hufanga, I don't know if you guys know, he messed up some ligaments in his wrist. He's going to be on IR for 4 weeks. He's been big in terms of that Niner defense, not just the way they play, but the way they communicate. He's been out. Malik Mustafa has come in over these last couple of weeks, and he's played great in coverage, but 2 problems. He misses too many tackles, and also he just doesn't have that knowledge in terms of being able to be that guy that can tie the back end of that defense together from a communication standpoint. I think they're missing guys like Tashawn Gibson from last year, sort of that old head in the mix that had the experience but also could still play. I think they're missing Jimmy Ward from a few years ago. The defensive line is getting better, although they're having a little bit of injury issue, but they're still trying to find a D Ford replacement. Now, Leonard Floyd has come in and he's played better, but they're still trying to figure out how to replace Eric Armstead or really DeForest Buckner from a few years ago. And, the Hargrave thing was working until it wasn't. Now you've got Malik Collins. He's coming in. You got some young guys coming in. I just think it's really not even about the coach. It's not even about the scheme. It's about they're trying to figure out how do they replace guys that were so integral to their success last year in 23 and in the 2 previous years before that.
Hey, Rod, obviously team not where they want to be. And, a lot of fans, some in the media are starting to point some fingers at Kyle Shanahan's way. I maintain that Shanahan didn't have J.P. Mason fumble the ball. Shanahan didn't force Brock Purdy to throw 2 picks. He didn't force guys to miss tackles. But Emmanuel Acho had an interesting take on FS1 earlier today about Kyle Shanahan. And might he be getting a little too cute? Listen to this, Rod, and I want to get your reaction after this.
The Niners are in trouble so long as Kyle Shanahan does not get out of his own way. In watching the game, it's like Kyle Shanahan is coaching as if his dad is in the stands and he wants to make his dad proud. He's hooping like his ex is in the crowd. And you start dribbling the basketball all hard so you get an echo in a basketball on the hardwood.
That's me.
Kyle Shanahan's calling plays like he wants to show off America. The Cardinals allowed 216 rushing yards to the Commanders. And the week before, they allowed 187 rushing yards to the opponent. I believe it may have been the Detroit Lions. Get Kyle Shanahan, you start your game with 1 running play of your first 9 plays. Your first 3 plays, you go 3 and out, pass, pass, pass. Who you showing off for? Who you showing out for? The Cardinals have the 4th worst run defense in the NFL. You have a running back who has the most rushing yards through 5 weeks in franchise history. Yet you don't run the ball in the first 9 plays but once? Who you showing out for? The Niners are in trouble until Shanahan gets out of his own way, because right now, Shanahan is in his own way. He is what's stopping this offense. I'll get to the defense later.
All right, Rod. Hey, that's Acho saying that. That's not me. That's not Drape saying that. But is there something to that? Is Shanahan getting a little too cute with the play call?
Do you guys know that meme that says the worst person in the world makes a good point, and you agree with it? I'm that meme right now because I don't disagree at all. I don't understand. Well, I do understand, and I said it earlier. The reason they didn't run the ball early was because the Cardinals were going 5- and 6-man fronts. And so that's just the natural, okay, well, we're going to throw it. And again, the Niners have had success with that, going vertical, going down the field, but that's not who they are. To me, and I think they're going to get back to it to this identity against Seattle, you run the ball when you want to, how you want to. Now, you got to be smart about it. Now, you got to be tactical about it. but you can't allow the opposition to tell you when you should do what you do, what the basic staple of your offense is. I thought in the game against the Rams late in the game that they should have run the ball. And in my estimation, that would have helped them win it. Although there were other mitigating factors that led to the Niners losing that game. But I think the Niners are going to get back to who they are, running the ball in quick passes against Seattle, because Seattle's defense is not good. They allowed 175 yards on the ground to the Giants this past week, and that was the Giants' second-string running back. The Seattle allowed 185 yards on the ground to the Patriots, the same Patriots team that we just saw a couple of weeks ago down at Levi's that the Niners ground into a fine powder. They've got the 22nd rush offense. Seattle does. This is a game where the Niners, if they don't, then I don't understand what the issue is. But this is the game where you get back to who you are and you start running the ball, and you start running the ball with authority, and maybe, just maybe, we'll start to see some play action for the Niners as well, because their play action numbers are down this year compared to previous years. So this is a must-win game, but this is the get-right game. And I know that this sounds crazy because Niners-Seattle, in Seattle, night game, you think, hey, man, it's going to be a head knocker and it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but I think this game where the Niners can take control of it if they do the right thing and do it early, and then make Seattle have to be the team that reacts.
Rod, give me 30 seconds on this one. Should Nick Sorensen be looking over his shoulder?
No. Looking over his shoulder for Robert Saleh?
Yeah.
No. Man, let me tell you something. Two things. Robert Saleh, even though he got done dirty, just got a whole boatload of money from the Jets to no longer be their head coach. And I'm not saying that makes him feel better about his situation, but you know what? I'll wipe my tears with $100 bills if necessary. Second part, Robert Saleh got 7 children. He's been the head coach for the New York Jets for the last couple of years, and being a head coach means you ain't at home being a family man all the time. You think Mr. Saleh going to be like, oh, you about to do what? You about to go across country and leave me here with these seven kids? And no, that's not happening. No, I don't know if you guys are married and have kids, but if you're married and have kids, would you try to pass that along to your wife? Like, no, baby, stay here with these children. I'm gonna go back to where we used to work, and maybe I'll call for you guys later.
Yeah,
that ain't happening.
You're right. That ain't happening. Rod Brooks, man, one of the good follows on social media. Follow him on Twitter, Rod Brooks TV. Looking forward to tomorrow, Rod. See you on the pre- and post-game show, man.
Hey, man, thank you very much. If I can do one more bit of promotion, I'm doing 49ers Now at NBCSportsBayArea.com, or you can find it on our YouTube channel. Myself, Carlos Ramirez at 4 o'clock. Just a daily sort of, hey, what's happening with the Niners? We're going to drop that on your 4 o'clock, 30 minutes, and we'll look forward to the game on Thursday. I always appreciate you, fellas.
All right, man. Next time, Rob, we charging you for that, though, just so you know. We usually charge for those 30-second ads, man. Rod Brooks, great Rod Brooks. Appreciate you. Hey, man, we'll talk to you soon, though. All right, Rod Brooks TV right there. Give him a follow on social media.
Hey, KD, either he got to pay for the promo or he got to get fined for being late.
That's right. Exactly. Coming up, we bounce back to the Sacramento Kings. The buzz is starting to pick up here inside Golden One Center as the Kings take on the Warriors. Coming up next, we take a look at the Western Conference. Where do the Kings realistically fit in? I'll ask High Flyer that question next. It's the Drive Guy, Sacktown Sports 1140.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help,
Go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Carmichael Dave here from my good friends at American Energy. Cool weather, if not cold weather, is in our future. You know that. It'll eventually get there, and American Energy wants to make sure your system is operating safely and properly. So now is the time to take advantage of the $49 fall tune-up inspection. That's regularly $119, but includes a full safety and duct inspection. And if your system's over 10 years old, it's free. The tune-up is on American Energy. Give them a call right now. They're offering $50 off your first recommended repair, or if you need a new furnace, that's half off the price of a new unit. American Energy been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You can check them out at theaeway.com for an instant quote. That's theaeway.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9999 now.
Big Sky home opener for the Sacramento State Hornets this Saturday, 6 p.m. kickoff versus Eastern Washington. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM. or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
Your home for the Oakland A's every weekend.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
Obviously, I think the whole DeMar addition will be what everyone's looking for, and obviously we're trying to fit that in with us as best as we can. So I think that'll be like the biggest thing that everybody will take away from the game, and it's something that we'll look at after.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Jay, keep the music going, because I'm going to put High Flyer to the test. Ladies.
E-Town business. He don't know about this one.
I'm going to put High Flyer to the test, Jay, because you know this is my guy we listening to right now. We just heard from Keon Ellis. That was at shoot-around as the Kings get ready for their matchup tonight against the Golden State Warriors right here on Sacktown Sports 1140. What song is it? Who is this right here, High Flyer?
I don't know, but it's got a gangster beat.
Yeah. This is my guy. This is my brother Lynch Hung.
Okay.
Sacramento's own right here.
Okay, got you.
I tell you what.
You going way back.
I might be the only guy, and you got to give me my props, big fella. Give me my props. That could play Taylor Swift 1 second, and then the gangster stuff. Brother Lynch Hung. Give me my props, kid.
I tell you what.
Because Jay ain't going to do it. Jay and Whitey ain't going to do it usually.
I'm like this. Taylor Swift ain't that hard because Taylor Swift is the hottest thing moving. But when you go get Brother Lynch, you dig it deep into the archives. I'm with you on that. You dig it deep.
Man, Jay know what to play to get your boy hype. We're here at Golden One Center. The dance team just came on the floor, High Flyer. That's when you know you're getting close. That's when you know the vibe, the energy in the building is picking up once again as Sacramento Kings basketball is back right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 and, of course, NBC Sports California. High Flyer, yesterday, as we take a look at the Western Conference, the NBA GM survey came out. And before I reveal what the people supposedly in the know, don't look at my screen, big fella. Don't look at my screen.
I'm not.
Don't look at my screen. Before I reveal what the GMs think about the Sacramento Kings and where they stack up with the Western Conference, with the moves of Debo, bring it back Malik, my guy Mike Brown, where would you say the Kings rank, like in the West? Like, where should they finish right around?
With the GMs or how I feel? Which one?
How you feel? Because you're a former player. You got NBA background.
I'm with this. I said this last year, but I even mean it more with a little bit more emphasis this year. Kings could be anywhere between 1 and 6.
One.
They could be anywhere between 1 and 6. If they fall within that category, I'm fine with either position. My main thing for this team right here, I don't want to see them limp. I don't want to see them barely make it. I want to see them legitimately be a playoff contender.
Any chance, and I'm 100% on board with you, any chance they finish 9th or 10th?
If they do, it's a dismal season.
It's maybe one of the worst seasons.
Because you and I, we argued about this last year.
Yeah.
We argued about this because you was trying to find a silver lining in anything last year. You're like, maybe big fella might be good. They go through the play-in. I told you straight out, no. They needed to be in that 6th spot. I feel the exact same way this year. The Sacramento Kings, with the moves they made and with the players that they have, top 6 guaranteed. If they're not in that top 6, the season has not been a success in my eye.
I'm with you this season. You add DeMar DeRozan. You bring pretty much everybody, all your key players back.
Right.
3rd year under Mike Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the days of just limping into the playoffs, backing in, if you will.
No.
And I don't care how tough the West is. So what? We talked about it earlier. Sure, OKC got Shea and all these guys.
Right.
Sure, Denver got Jokic. But we got Fox, Sabonis, and DeMar DeRozan. Why can't it be us? So I agree with you. I think this team is a top 6 team.
And I'm going to take a step further than what we talked about last year. Last year, I told you, I said, I believe this team needs to be the top 6. They need to be in the playoffs. Even if they get bounced the first round, I was okay with that.
You did say
last year.
Yeah, you said that last year.
I said, as long as they don't have to deal with the play-in to get in, you say, well, what if they get bounced out in the first round, big fella? I said, I'm fine.
Because they made the dance.
They made the dance. This year,
Just making a dance. Is that okay?
No, I'm not fine with that.
Dang.
I'm not fine with that. Because like you said, with the insurgence of Debo, I need 2nd round, bro. I need 2nd round. I need for these guys to make the playoffs, and I need 2nd round. If they make the 2nd round, it has been a successful season.
I'm with you on that. I agree. And here's the thing. I think, to your point, Kings will probably finish anywhere from 2 to 5. If they're in the play-in and play the number 1 team or something, 1-8, I'm like,
even if they make it, I don't want them to take that route.
Yeah.
Because, we're talking about a team that's really still building a culture. We're still talking about this team demanding their respect. You're not demanding nothing if you got to go through the play-in to get to the playoffs. Right. You got to be like, we was 3rd a couple of years back. We had a little debacle last year, but we back in wherever you see it, 2 through 5. We back. We made the playoffs. We back in it. We deserve our respect. That's where this team needs to be.
And I need to see it too, High Flyer. Not tonight necessarily. I would like to see it, yes, but I understand you got some. I would like to see it opening night right from the jump, because here's why. And I keep going back to the Celtics because they got something going right now. Them boys got something going.
They're cooking.
But you saw this last season, High Flyer, right from the jump.
Oh,
they were locked in. They knew it. They wasn't playing around, High Flyer.
I'll tell you what. The year Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks won the championship, they came out from day one hungry. Boston did the exact same thing. Day one, they came out hungry. They had a different look in their eye, KD. Now, with this basketball team that we have, this is a playoff game. I'm not really looking at this playoff game saying if they win or lose, I'm judging anything. No, I'm not judging nothing off of preseason.
Right.
Because this is a time for Mike Brown to just play, tinker, find whatever you think you got to find. But I tell you what, when it means something, when the meat and potatoes hit the plate, you better show me something right.
But who's that on, High Flyer? Because here's the problem. We can say that. You can say that. The fans can say that. Mike Brown could say that. But does it take the players to have that mentality? Is it Fox, DeMar, Sabonis?
Number one, it starts from the head of your snake and go all the way down, because those guys got to set the tone and everybody else will follow, man. I'm telling you, if you have a leader, whether it's a point guard or a center, your leader has to set the tone for that team, because everybody else is going to get right in line. If Fox come out fired up, I'm talking about just out of his mind, which is out of his character. But if he comes in out of his mind, let's say De'Aaron Fox come out the tunnel like Sabonis and just scream, "Ah!" Everybody on that roster gonna be fired up. They're gonna jump right on board with him.
Yeah, I agree with you that it probably has to be Fox. I mean, because here's the thing. When you look at Boston, it was Tatum and Brown. Like, those guys really set. You look at Denver, Jokic sets the tone. Lakers, when they made a run, LeBron is setting that tone. You know, we've heard Norris Cole. I've heard Udonis Haslem on the podcast talk about LeBron Game 6 against Boston, team down 3-2. He goes into Boston, and they know before they even take the court that this dude's about his business.
Yes.
He about to be on one. Do the Kings, the players need to see that from Fox? Maybe not 82 games, but the games you're supposed to win and need to win, he got to set the tone.
Katie, let's put it to you this way. All the greats. Think about this. The LA Lakers.
Yeah.
In game, what was it, 6 or 7 in Boston. I think it was 6. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar goes down.
Yes.
And they have to go back to Boston and play again. And Magic Johnson, the rook.
No, that's against the Sixers. That was against Philly back then.
When he played center?
When he played center and dropped 42, 15, and 7.
This is a rookie saying, fellas, don't worry about it. Cap gone, but Magic is
here. Have no fear.
Have no fear. Magic is here. And everybody gets on board. This is Ricky saying this.
Yeah.
Everybody gets on board, and they say, the rook feels it, we feel it. The leader of the team has to go out and say, it's different this year, fellas. It's different. We're coming. We about business. We about to stand 10 toes down right here on the Kings logo. We are about business.
I can't wait to see that. I want to get to the Western Conference because this NBA GM survey came out, High Flyer, and me and Jay talked about it yesterday, and I was upset. I was flaming mad, and I'm still mad. I want to hear your opinion on the NBA GM survey and where they think the Kings will finish in the Western Conference. I'm bringing that to you next. Here is the Drive Guy, Sacktown Sports 1140.
The only place you'll find De'Aaron Fox is Sacktown Sports.
Spins away from the defender, in the paint, soft floater. That's a great play by De'Aaron Fox.
Hey Sacramento, it's De'Aaron Fox, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
The shot clock is ticking, and your home team is driving up the court. But don't miss your chance to score big at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Save on a new Accord, HR-V, Ridgeline, or the all-new Prologue before the buzzer sounds on year-end deals. Don't get benched by high prices. Slam dunk your savings today.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company Zone 1 report.
This week at RC Willey, enjoy exclusive fall savings. Get 50, 100, or 200 off your purchase. Whether you're refreshing your bedroom, updating your kitchen, or adding warmth to your living room, RC Willey has you covered. Visit RC Willey today and fall in love with your home.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
live and local. It's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Angels roll the dice, angels roll their eyes. What doesn't kill me makes me want you more.
I'll tell you what. Jay is on fire today, ladies and gentlemen. We the only show in America that could go from Brother Lynch Hung to Taylor Swift. Think of, and it's okay with me, High Flyer. I'm feeling good.
Sound like I'm riding in the car with my daughter.
you know exactly what I'm talking about, man. Did I tell you I'm taking my daughter to see Taylor Swift?
Oh, you did last year too.
Yeah. No, I didn't go last year, dude. Tickets, we didn't do it.
You didn't do it. I thought
we didn't do it.
I know you talked about it.
We talked about it, but I couldn't pull it off this year in Vancouver, Washington, Canada.
Nice.
Vancouver, Canada.
Nice.
Me and the little girl. So excited for that.
But yo, we were talking about leadership.
Yes,
dog.
leadership.
Let me tell you how leadership can just be, it don't even have to be verbalized, KD. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be the guy that's rah, 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 rah.
Okay.
Back in the day, we used to go to practice. Spud was our leader. Spud had a habit of not practicing with his shoes untied. He would come into practice, wouldn't even tie his shoe, and would practice, right? But when Spud would come in, put his shoes on, and he would tie them up.
That signals something?
Oh, everybody, wait a minute. It's business time now. And now everybody tying theirs up just a little bit tighter because they know.
Y'all noticed that?
We noticed that. That's what I'm saying, dude. Some leaders don't even have to be vocal. He wouldn't say a word, but he would come in and he would sit down. He would tie his shoes up. You would look and say, oh, hell, Spud got his shoes tied up. Let's go. He ready. You knew he meant business. He stand 10 toes down.
You don't have to be all rah-rah.
You don't have to be rah-rah. It can just be by your actions, bro. What you do to signal, oh, yeah, it's business time.
We talked about that with Fox. I wonder if DeMar DeRozan, Debo, has that. You know what I mean?
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
I could tell,
doubt it.
That dude, when it's game time and when it's time to do business,
he's going to be ready.
He's going to be ready.
Yeah.
Ain't no smiling and laughing.
No.
You just going to see it. You're just going to see it out there. And we're watching the Kings intro right now up here on the Jumbotron, the dance team about to warm up, Golden One Center. You said we got a player out there shooting around?
Yeah, Mason
right
Jones is out there.
Is that Mason Jones? No, it's 3:15.
Let me tell you
he out there getting his game on, huh?
I will say this. When it comes down to having the right mindset, this dude has it, man. Because he's willing to do, because he lost all that weight.
Yes.
He lost a ton of weight.
Yep.
He worked out diligently. He worked on his game. You talk about having the mindset of whatever it takes to get the job done. This dude takes it seriously, man, and I like that. You need that to be in this league.
Yes, he's ready, and you could tell too. First preseason game, he probably at home took his nap and like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the arena right now. I don't need to rest even more. So he's out there getting up some work. But I wanted to tell you about this NBA GM survey because you said top 6, 1 through 6. I got them probably 2 through 5, something like that. Here's what the NBA GMs. These are the people that are in charge of hiring and firing. The people, High Flyer, that are in charge of drafting. The people that are in charge of making trades. These are the people that's supposed to know, right?
Right, the brass.
The brass, they know. Here's what they have when it comes to the NBA GM survey, the Western Conference, number 1, Oklahoma City. How you feel about it? You okay with that? OKC number 1.
You know what? I won't kick the can. Go ahead.
You okay with OKC being number 1?
From what they did last year and, for what they got, I won't kick the can on that one, okay?
Minnesota number 2.
That's a stretch for me.
Really?
That's a stretch for me.
I think they were number 2 last season, though.
I think losing Cat, I'm a Julius Randle fan.
Yeah.
But I think Cat and Rudy definitely had something going. They had that inside-outside thing. They figured it out. So is Randle going to be the exact same way? Is he going to be as effective as Cat was beyond the arc? I don't know yet.
Okay. All right. Minnesota. Denver's at number 3. They still got Denver pretty high.
I like Denver.
Even though they lost KCP?
Even though they lost KCP, I like Denver because, number 1, what they have with Jokic. Number 2, I am I'm definitely with their coach. I ride with the coach. His fire, what he brings out there on the floor.
He got a little edge to him, a little chip on his shoulder.
I'm with him.
Okay. All right. Denver, number 3. Dallas, last year's winner of the Western Conference at number 4.
I like what Dallas did.
Really?
I like what
Clay?
Dallas did. Yeah, when they went and got Clay, it's almost like bringing a Debo to your team. You're bringing another proven veteran. Is he in his prime? No. But is he a guy that can be a helper to help you get over the hump? Yes, he can. And when you talk about Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic in the same spot, and then think about this. At the end of the year, they got the others to step up.
Okay. Yeah, they did. Like the PJ Washington, the Gaffords,
the Gaffords. They got the others to step up.
Yep.
So, and plus I've been talking to Jay Kidd too on the phone over the summertime.
I forgot that's your guy too. That's your guy. Okay,
So,
okay.
yes, I believe in Dallas.
Phoenix, number 5.
That one's going to hurt. I'm still not sold with the KD book situation.
Really?
Even though I think both of them are great players.
Right.
Great players. For me, Book is going to have to be the alpha. KD is going to have to be the 2. I've never really seen KD willing to be a 1. He has one. He has one talent, but he hasn't really stepped up and like, this is my squad, and I'm
even with those Warriors teams. Even though he was technically at the time the best player,
1B
Finals MVP.
He was 1B,
but it was Steph's team.
It's Steph's team.
Yeah.
Steph was 1A. KD was 1B. He wasn't even 2. He was a 1B.
Okay. All right.
But he's never been the guy to say, this is my squad. I'm running this. He didn't do it in Brooklyn. He didn't do it at OKC.
Yeah.
He didn't do it in Golden State.
Right. He just, he going to go out there, do what he does. But in terms of being the leader, follow me, boys,
Right. He's not that guy.
He's not that dude. All right. So that was number 5, Phoenix. We both said top 6 for Sacramento, right?
Yep.
They got to be coming. Number 6, this is the NBA GM survey. Memphis ahead of the Kings. Number 6.
Why they hating?
I ain't even done yet.
Why they hating?
I'm not done yet, kid.
Why are they? You know what? I understand that, the league still wants to put Ja Morant out in the forefront, because for a long time they have pictured that kid as the next face of the league.
Yeah.
And a very talented dude. Him and JJ had something going down in Memphis, but to me, they lost a lot. Steven Adams was a big part of what they did.
Yeah.
I don't know how Marcus Smart,
my guy Marcus
Smart has actually come in there, and it just don't seem like it gelled to me just quite yet.
Okay, all right.
So I'm like, how could you put a team that has a maybe? Well, I guess you look at the Kings as a maybe too.
Yeah, but all right, let me continue on because, all right, top 6 we got. Kings got to be 7. Not in this GM survey. New Orleans, number 7. Pelicans, they got DeJounte Murray. They beat us 6 times last year. I'm just saying that's what the NBA GMs probably are thinking.
If you looked at what happened, this puts a bad taste in you. You talk about eating a mustard sandwich with extra onions. This puts a bad taste in your mouth because they owned us, KD.
They did.
They owned us. And when you look at both teams, okay, we got Debo. Hopefully that's going to change things, but they had our number, bro, last year. And the Kings have to change that.
So until they beat them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they have to change it. You talk about, you know what? You remember when I was talking about they have to be between 1 and 6 for them to get their respect?
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about right there. The GMs are looking at this team still saying that third was a fluke.
Right.
That third was a fluke. Now, if you bring that, if they was third, and let's say we finish 4th, 5th, or 6th, that's gonna put some legitimacy on that third.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a fluke. They just struggled a little bit last year. Now they back.
Right.
But they have to earn it,
they
bro.
Gotta earn it.
It's not going to be given.
So, all right, let me ask you this then, because I'm going through the survey. We're at 7 New Orleans. How the hell is Golden State number 8, according to the NBA GMs? What have they done the last couple of years?
They haven't, but it's just the lineage. That's it. I mean, you know what? Right now, they might as well throw Houston and San Antonio and Portland in there just for the hell of it.
Lakers ain't in there.
I see that. Clippers either.
I think Lakers might.
Clippers either.
But when you look at Sacramento, we won 46 games last year.
Not bad.
Not bad. But then we added DeMar DeRozan. Ain't that worth 4 or 5 more wins? So we're talking a 51 win team here, High Fly.
I gave it 6 more wins because you know why? He's another clutch dude.
Yep.
He's another guy that utilizes the free throw line. I mean, he plugged holes that we had that were gaping.
Yep.
He has a mid-range game, right? And he utilizes the free throw, and he's solid double-double. Solid.
Walk in.
Yeah, he's going to walk in and give you, anywhere, let's say anywhere between 15 or 20 points, and he's going to give you 6, 7, 8 rebounds. Legitimate for a small forward.
Right.
And think about it. Those are 20 points that we sorely needed last year.
Right.
Put it this way. If Harrison Barnes could have gave us those numbers.
Oh, come on, man. Come on.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on now.
I'm just saying. If HB could have gave us those numbers consistently, because we saw where the Kings were when Harrison had those type of games. We was walking over teams.
Let me ask you this, because I'm looking at the text line, and you guys can talk to us on YouTube, Sacktown Sports 1140, or on the text line 916-339-1140. Somebody from the 916 got a little problem, High Flyer. He says, "Are they really calling DeMar Debo? Do better, please. Do better, please.
Do better."
You want to take that one, or should I just let it?
Well, you know what? What they mean, do better? See, they don't understand the lineage of this dude. They really don't. He got that nickname.
That's his nickname, right?
Right.
We ain't making that up.
No, he got that nickname because he was a 2 guard that came into the league and he straight bullied other 2 guards. He was so big and so strong down in the mid post to where no other 2 guard could do anything with him. So that's where he gets the nickname Debo. It's not like, we're just throwing something at him.
Right.
It was legitimately granted because nobody could do nothing with him.
I don't want to call out this person's fandom, but I'm going to call him a casual. Because if you know DeMar DeRozan, if you followed his career, if you watch the NBA, that's been, LeBron call him Debo. The whole league call him Debo. Kevin Durant calls him Debo.
And they call him that for a reason. It's not like he watched Fridays every day.
Right.
It's not like he's a Tiny Lister fan. The thing about it is that other guards couldn't do nothing with him. Everybody got that one dude in the neighborhood to where it's like, and it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It doesn't have to be a bully. Everybody got that one dude in the neighborhood to where you don't want to race him in a foot race.
Right.
He just smoking everybody.
I be quiet, but when he leave, I be talking again.
There you go. We got more Drive Guys coming up in just a little bit. A few hours away, 4 hours away from tip-off between the Kings and the Warriors. Coming up, we're talking about leadership here on the Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports 1140. Is Aaron Rodgers the kind of leader you want for your team? Is he the guy to lead the New York Jets? We'll talk about that. I'll ask High Flyer that question coming up next here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by R.C. Willey Home Furnishings.
I'm meteorologist Kelly Curran in the KCRA3 Weather Center. We are expecting mainly sunny skies and a few extra clouds in the afternoon. A little cooler, too, with highs in the upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA app.
Model year-end pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the model year-end event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Hey, this is Greg Pop-Up. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is your unsurpassed spot to find the hottest golf gear, best pricing, and elite expertise. Every club on the shelves can be tried for free on the driving range. 3 TrackMan units and a Hagen Oaks team of skilled fitting professionals provide the finest club fitting experience. Our personable Super Shop staff will show you the newest to help you look and play your best. You love golf. The Hagen Oaks team loves golf too. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80. Learn more at hagenoaks.com or 916-481-GOLF.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Drapes here for Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Now that fall is here, now is the perfect time to head to Stockton and check out a new Mercedes-Benz. I had the opportunity just last week to drive an all-new S-Class 550, and let me tell you, it was a sweet ride. The moment I hopped in, I felt like I was in a world of luxury. From the steering wheel to the seat cooling and even the power of the engine, I was impressed. And then, of course, when I hopped into my Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV, I felt the same thing. So hurry in and take advantage of the Mercedes-Benz incentive bonuses up to $15,000. And they have tons of pre-owned vehicles as well, including C-Class sedans, GLC SUVs, and a whole lot more. Take it from me, you won't be disappointed. So take the short drive down I-5 to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton or online at mbofstockton.com.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is your unsurpassed spot to find the hottest golf gear, best pricing, and elite expertise. Every club on the shelves can be tried for free on the driving range. 3 TrackMan units and a Hagen Oaks team of skilled fitting professionals provide the finest club fitting experience. Our personable Super Shop staff will show you the newest to help you look and play your best. You love golf. The Hagen Oaks team loves golf too. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80. Learn more at hagenoaks.com or 916-481-GOLF.
What sets Ashton & Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you. From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton & Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Drapes and High Flyer here, take you up to game night, huh? You got game night, you got the pregame show, all beginning at 6 o'clock.
And on the call.
Oh, yeah. 7:30 tip.
I'm going to get $10, man.
I know. Jay, like, let me get some of that High Flyer money.
Yeah, you can hold some.
I tell you what, though, High Flyer, you my guy.
Yes, sir.
I like my Mercedes-Benz. I love my Mercedes-Benz for Mercedes-Benz.
The Mercedes, man.
But you drove in with the S-Class Mercedes today. I'm like, damn, you're the only dude that's trying to upstage me out here, big fella. I love your car, man.
I like it, bro. I like it a lot, man. And, I had the 6 Series Beamer before that. And, the BMW was a sport car.
Yeah.
The Mercedes is definitely a
luxury car, right? It's different.
Right. It's a different ride, no doubt.
Like when you sit in it, you just feel it's a different feel, man.
Bro, the back seat is where it's at. I'm telling you, the back
What you doing in the back seat?
I need a driver. The backseat is where it's
He
at.
said the backseat is where it's at. I feel you on that. High Flyer Drapes here, taking you up to game night at 6 o'clock as the Kings take on the Warriors. You know, this hour we've been talking about leadership. De'Aaron Fox, what kind of leader is he? What do we need from him? Conversely, I look at what's happening in the NFL right now with the New York Jets. The Jets just fired their head coach, Robert Saleh, yesterday.
Right.
After 3+ seasons. And the speculation, and I'm speculating too, I agree with it, is that his quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, had something to do with it. And here's why, High Flyer. According to reports out of in New York at SNY, Robert Saleh was set to fire their offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett, who's Aaron Rodgers' guy. That's Aaron Rodgers' guy.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers said, I want him as my offensive coordinator.
Right.
Saleh was about to give him his walking papers. 2 hours later, the Jets fired a head coach. Now, the speculation is Aaron Rodgers had something to do with it. Got wind of Hackett potentially being fired, called Woody Johnson, the Jets owner, and said, yo, this guy is not the guy. Now, Aaron Rodgers went on Pat McAfee today to try to clear the air and say it wasn't his fault.
Of course he goes to that.
I want to ask you about Aaron Rodgers, the leader, coming up after this. Here's Rodgers on Pat McAfee today.
As far as any of the ridiculous allegations out there, I'm not going to spend more than one sentence in response to it, and that is that I resent any of those accusations because they're patently false. And it's interesting the amount of power that people think that I have, which I don't. But I love Robert, and it was, one of those days yesterday.
So, as my guy Jay-Z would say, we don't believe you. We need more people. I'm not buying a word Aaron Rodgers just said. And here's why, High Flyer. Here's why. Nathaniel Hackett was on his way out. Aaron Rodgers, that's his binky. That's his guy. All of a sudden, 2 hours later, Robert Saleh gets fired when the team is 2-3, just played the Vikings tough. It's not adding up to me. And so when I think of Aaron Rodgers, I think of this. And Chase Daniel, former Mizzou quarterback, said this as well. He called him a coach killer. Got Mike McCarthy fired midseason in Green Bay. See what happened with Robert Saleh. To me, High Flyer, and follow me here because I'm going to get to the leadership. And I said this yesterday with Jay. Aaron Rodgers is a vibe killer. Aaron Rodgers is an energy sucker. Aaron Rodgers is not the guy you want to follow. Case in point, High Flyer. Me and Jay vibing. We partying. Aaron Rodgers come in and makes it all about himself. Jets trying to put something together. Aaron Rodgers comes in, makes it all about himself. Aaron Rodgers, as the quarterback of the New York Jets, which you're supposed to be a leader in that position, didn't show up to mandatory minicamp. He was in Egypt on a sabbatical, roaming the desert out there, instead of being the leader. And so when I look at Aaron Rodgers, High Flyer, and this is the Jets, they made their bed, they're going to have to lie in it. He's not the leader for the franchise. You tell me, High Flyer. You've played in the league. You've played in the NBA. If I got the star player not respecting the coach, because you brought this up earlier, not on the same page as the coach, what does that do to the other guys in the locker room? And that's what I see with Aaron Rodgers. You know you had to be there at minicamp. You decided not to show up. You've been struggling this season. I said it earlier yesterday. Aaron Rodgers is 26th in the NFL in completion percentage. The coach ain't the problem, Jets. It's Aaron Rodgers, and they are enabling him. High Flyer. I don't think he's the leader that a team and an organization should want to follow.
You know, I look at this situation like this, KD. Aaron Rodgers is a very good quarterback. He's had success wherever he's been. But Aaron Rodgers is on the dog end of his career. And Aaron Rodgers shouldn't be able to make calls like that. You know, let's say if Aaron Rodgers has a great year this year, Aaron Rodgers probably got one more year left. Now, are you going to let him dictate your head coaching position? Because everybody knows, just like you're not buying it, nobody in that locker room is buying it. And, you know, you talk about when a coach and the number one player isn't on the same page, but the dissension goes all the way down that locker room to that last player. So if I was the owner, there's no way I'm letting Aaron Rodgers make that call. Now, I might have done this. Okay, Aaron, you want the head coach going? Your boy still got to go. Because we're bringing in two different guys.
Right.
Yes, you getting your way, but I'm getting my way too.
Well, here's the thing, High Fly. The owner, Woody Johnson, did talk about it, talked about his decision to remove Robert Saleh as head coach. Let's hear from Woody Johnson right now.
That this is one of the most talented teams that has ever been assembled by the New York Jets. I wanted to give this team the most opportunity to win this season. I feel that we had to go in a different direction, and that's why I did that today. This change, the change that we made today, that I made, I believe will bring new energy and positivity that will lead to more wins starting now.
That's the owner right there, Woody Johnson.
So basically what he's saying is that he's all in with Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly. Wait, he chose Rodgers over Saleh.
Yes.
That's what it sounds
He's
like as I'm
all
listening to that.
in, because he just said, this is the most talented team we've had. And your biggest acquisition has been Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
So Aaron Rodgers at 75 years old with 30 years in the league, you're all in that basket.
And this is why the Jets have not won anything since Joe Montana. I mean, Broadway Joe Namath was quarterback. You got to go back to the late 60s.
With the mink coat.
With the mink coat. Exactly. This is why the Jets are who they are. They make decisions that really don't. If Aaron Rodgers was 26,
it'd be different.
30,
it'd be different.
32, it'd be different.
Yes.
But this dude's on his way out.
Let's throw this out there. Okay. You made that decision. So the team has to live with that. I'm pretty sure everybody on that team isn't like, yeah, that's what this team needed. Now, let's say they stink. Nothing changes. They still lose games. Yeah, you game Aaron Rodgers, who's probably going to retire if you stink, but you'd have lost everybody else in that locker room because they're like, you jumped in bed with this guy. And we wasn't on board with that, but you made that decision. So now the head coach is going. Aaron Rodgers said, okay, I'm going. Now it's us here. How much do you believe in us?
100% right, High Flyer. Aaron Rodgers, he's made his bed. The Jets have made their bed. And if they continue to struggle, where else do they go now? Well, is it going to be somebody else's fault? Aaron Rodgers and the Jets need to look in the mirror. The dude is not playing well.
KD, let me tell you this. I've been in locker rooms. I know how this goes. Okay, let's say they play the next game and they still lose in the same fashion, right? I'm gonna tell you right now, the guys in the locker room are going to be like, "Don't talk to me. Go talk to Aaron."
Oh.
Don't talk to me. Go talk to Aaron.
Go to he running things anyway.
Hey, exactly. Why y'all come and ask me why we losing? Go on over there and talk to Aaron. He got all the answers. He pulls all the strings.
All right, you're listening to The Drive, guys, man. That's enough Aaron Rodgers, man. I feel like I need to go take a shower after talking about that dude for about 10 to 15
I'm about to say, so what's up with your Eagles, bro?
No, don't worry about all my. Hey, don't worry about my team, big fella. We 2-2.
Hey, I had to throw that.
Wait, who's your team?
I had to throw that.
Who's
out
your
there.
team?
I really don't have a team.
Exactly.
I'm gonna say I had to throw that out there because
no, we good.
I heard you last week.
What I say? Oh, when I went off last week? Yeah. I was nervous last week.
I know.
I'm feeling all right now. We 2-2. We right where we need to be. We good.
Hey, last week you were shaking like Oscar Barbalone.
Oscar Barbalone. More with High Flyer and Drapes coming up. It's the Drive Guys here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the second bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the third bite, you get the idea. The boss of breakfast burritos, gotta be Wendy's.
Participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Tired of ads interrupting your favorite news podcasts? Good news! Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Stay up to date on everything newsworthy with podcasts like The Daily, Up First, and 5 Things Uninterrupted at amazon.com/ad-free. Just head to amazon.com/ad-free to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Drapes and High Flyer here, taking you up to game night. Your boy Scott Marsh with you tonight, 6 o'clock?
Yeah, man. Scooter coming in.
All right. Let's make it sure.
Well, it's called game day, but it should be game night. Depending upon
game. I thought it was game night.
Yeah, game night, game day. But it be daytime outside.
I know. It'd be lighthouse. Yeah. You don't want me to Tanya Harding, your boy Scott Marsh, come up here and be like, nah, Scott, I'm going to Debo him. This is my seat tonight, big fella. No, I know Scott listening right now.
Yeah, Scott's my dude. I've been knowing Scott for a very long time, and he's a great guy, man.
No, he had a hell of a call, though. UC Davis football this past weekend, man. Had a big time, last second win. Shout out to them, man. And he's doing a phenomenal job out there with them. So Scott and High Flyer coming up at 6 o'clock. Basketball is back. We're celebrating it right here. I'm excited for the season. And obviously, High Flyer, you're an NBA veteran. What's this time like for you, man? And just being a former player, what was it like as a player?
You know what? You have two different types. When you're a rookie, you can't wait to get out on this floor. Because all you've been doing is you've been playing against the guys that you've been playing against all summer the same guys you've been working out with. So to see some fresh meat as a rookie, you can't wait. As a veteran, you understand what it is. As a veteran, you understand that preseason is, one of these things to where we're going to experiment. We're actually going to go out there and try different things and, try different combinations and understanding that let's see if we can find something to do or let's see if we can find a different spark. But you have to get ready for that first night.
Yes. Is it butterflies? Is it
rookie,
Christmas morning?
Rookie, yes. Like I said, rookie, it's fresh meat. I get to go out and play against somebody different. I done played against these guys all summer. When you're a rookie, yes, butterfly. But when you're a veteran, it's funny. Me and De'Aaron, we talked about this at Media Day. Like you said, D been here for a long time now.
Yeah.
He's not a rookie. So when he walked into the green room, I'm like, D, what's good, man? He said, hey. I said, this feels like old hat. He said, man, I've done a whole bunch of these.
Yeah.
I've done a whole bunch of these. So, as a veteran, you look at preseason like, okay, it's just preseason. But I'll tell you what, with what the Kings are doing and how they're rebuilding, how they're rebranding, it's almost like it's something new every year.
Yeah, new vibe, new feel, right?
It's a new vibe, it's a new feel. You still don't have the same 12 players you had last year. So, it's a different type of mindset. And we talk about how this team really wants to fight for their respect. So, they really have to come out with a different type of mindset saying that, hey, you know what? We're here and we're here to stay.
Yes.
And give us our respect.
Yes. What was your welcome to the NBA moment? Welcome to the league. Like who gave you the business? First time you tried to lock up, you was like, oh shoot.
You know what?
I can't face this dude.
KD, I got it out the gate, bro. We had this is back when the Kings was basically still on vacation. We had camp and preseason in Hawaii.
Ooh, damn. Okay.
In Hawaii with the LA Lakers.
Okay. With Magic and the boys back there?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Okay.
So the first time I stepped out on an NBA floor, I'm looking at Magic Johnson, Michael Thompson, Byron Scott. I'm at the 3. I'm guarding big game James Worthy. And I'm like, man, do I belong out here with these cats? Oh, my God. So the game starts.
Yeah.
And I'm guarding James Worthy.
Big game James.
Big game James. I'm guarding, and he's a veteran. He's in cruise mode. So he gets the ball, and he goes up, tries to lay it up. Well, I got a 44-inch vertebrae.
You ain't catch it.
Oh, I go up and get it.
You got it?
Oh, I go up and get it.
James Worthy? Okay.
On the glass.
Okay.
Boom. So blocked it. We run back down on the floor. He guarded me. He said, oh, so you got a little bounce on, young fella. So now I'm hyped. I'm like, oh, yes, I'll block his shot.
Yeah.
I can do this. Man, the next 3 times down, they threw the ball into James Worthy at the post. Boy, he gave me the business.
Did he?
Scored
a quick spin on you?
Gave
me
the
quick spin?
Gave me the quick spin flip.
Okay.
Quick spin, step back, jump shot, and then the Statue of Liberty off the one leg dunk. And then he came back down and said, "You're gonna be all right."
That's awesome, man. I love those kind of stories, man. And the game's different though, High Fly. Let me ask you this too, though. Because when I look at teams, sure, there's some veterans, there's some OGs, but case in point, me and Jay were talking about this yesterday with De'Aaron Fox. When he came into the league, the Kings really didn't have OG veterans to take him under the wing. And so I feel like he's sort of learning on the job how to lead, how to be the dude and everything. And he's fine. He's there now, but it's just taking some while because he didn't have, like, for instance, I keep bringing up Tatum and Brown had Kyrie.
Right.
They had Isaiah Thomas,
right.
Kemba Walker, Al Horford. They had OG vets to bring them up. Sacramento is kind of new to this right now.
And you know what? You're right. When De'Aaron came in, he came in right as DeMarcus was about to go.
Yeah.
Okay. And DeMarcus wasn't the type of guy that you want to be tutelage over De'Aaron. It wasn't going to be a right match. Plus, you got a guard in the center, so it really wouldn't have worked. I actually watched the interview, and you talk about being introduced to the NBA. I watched an interview with Kobe Bryant, and he talked about his first 3 years in the league.
Yes.
And he was like, no disrespect to Eddie Jones. He said, but I was a rookie.
Yeah.
He said, EJ was an all-star at that particular time. He said, I was coming off the bench after him. So, even Kobe Bryant had the tutelage of a legitimate all-star
level player,
to watch and say, okay, this is how it's done. That's why I said I love the way they dealt with Keegan, how they dealt with Keegan. Because when De'Aaron came in, it was kind of like, D, if you don't do X, Y, and Z, we're not going to live. We're not going to make it. You have to be the difference in whether this team wins or loses. He came in with that kind of mantra. Well, Keegan didn't come in that way.
Right.
Keegan came in with, we had De'Aaron.
We already, yeah.
We had other veteran players. We had Harrison Barnes, where it's like, yes, Keegan, you're going to be a big part, but you're just a piece of the pie.
You're a piece.
You're not the whole puzzle.
You're not the whole, you're not the savior.
Yeah, you're not the savior.
Right.
If we win some basketball games, nobody's going to come and point the finger at you. You're just a rookie, you're learning. And that's the best way you need to be introduced into this game. If you get thrown out there and say, oh, well, you know what? If you don't save this franchise, we don't win. That's a lot to put
That's
on.
a lot, man.
That's a lot.
And then we don't let these kids develop either.
Right. And then you don't get that tutelage.
Right.
You don't get that veteran tutelage because you are the guy.
Case in point. How about this? And I know this guy comes with a lot of baggage, a lot of other stuff, but Marvin Bagley. And I understand the family dynamic and his dad and all that, but
prime example.
He came in here number 2 overall pick.
You got to save us.
Who's the vet?
You got to
take
save
him under his wing.
You got to save us. Never mind the veteran. You have to save us.
You have to, right.
And how much pressure you think that was on Marvin Bagley? First of all, you got to look at, okay, I got picked number 2. So I have to be a monster. Well, what happened if you're not a monster? That's a lot of pressure on you. Nevertheless, learning how to be a pro. I've always said this. Just because you're playing professional basketball doesn't constitute you as being a pro.
Professional. Ooh.
You have to
You spin bars now. Okay.
You have to learn how to be a pro. Just because you play pro ball doesn't mean you are a professional. It's definitely a process you have to learn before you say he's a true pro. Because I always throw Harrison Barnes into this. Harrison Barnes, true pro. He knows how it gets done on the floor and off
the court. Yeah.
Off the court. So, like I said, it's a process there. So when you come in and they say, save us, you're not learning anything. You're not learning nothing.
Anything, yeah. All right, coming up, High Flyer, we're going to stick with the Sacramento Kings as we get ready for Kings Warriors here, about 3.5 hours away from tip-off. Up next, what do we need from Domantas Sabonis? Do we need something a little different? And I'll tell you what it is, High Flyer. You're listening to The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports 1140.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Did you know every 3 seconds someone is a victim of identity theft? LifeLock wants to give you helpful tips to protect your identity this Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Adding multi-factor authentication, like a text with a security code, is one way to boost your security. But for comprehensive protection, trust LifeLock. LifeLock alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal info and steps in to resolve issues that arise, guaranteed or your money back. Protect yourself with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
Model year-end pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the model year-end event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
For 76 years, the Keys family from Naturewood Home Furnishings has been serving families just like yours and mine. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with Golf to Go. The Naturewood team takes great pride and significant effort to offer Northern California families a vast selection of home furnishings, most of which are made right here in this country. The kitchen table, which we purchased so many years ago, speaks to the enduring quality of the Naturewood product lines. We treasure memories made seated around that table with family and friends for birthday celebrations, school projects, and many late-night meals when the day just got away from us. Naturewood has provided thousands with home furnishings that not only last for generations, but also lead to everlasting memories of cherished times. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings now during their 76th anniversary sale and get started making your own brand of memories. Meet the Keys family at Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Big Sky home opener for the Sacramento State Hornets this Saturday, 6 p.m. kickoff versus Eastern Washington. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
I mean, treat everyone with the same respect. They still have Steph. They still have some great young players like Paz and Moody. So we just got to go out there and just give it our all.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Woo! Just an anthem right here. Let's light this beam tonight. Sacramento Kings Warriors here. It's the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports, 1140 Drapes and High Flyer. 2 more hours, 6 o'clock. Game day or game night, depending on what the sun is doing outside as the Kings get ready to take on the Warriors. You ready, dude? You got your prep? You ready? You in the right mind frame?
Bro, I told you, man. I stay ready, so I ain't got to get ready. We're going to do this.
High Flyer be with Scott Marsh. You'll be with Jason Ross. You'll be with the G-Man as well. Who can't you work with?
Man, I roll with some good company, man. Like you said, I got a very expensive car outside with a very expensive car note. Somebody got to pay for this lifestyle.
Right. This dude on like 8 shows tonight. You know what I mean? They're getting paid for all. It must be nice, man.
Yeah,
must
man.
be nice.
Hardest working man in show business.
Oh, man. So we're getting back to this matchup tonight with the Golden State Warriors coming up at 4:45. Tim Roy, the voice of the Warriors Radio, play-by-play announcer. He'll be joining us in person here as we're coming to you live from Golden One Center. Kind of quiet right now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Calm before the storm. No players warming up. Dancers already out of here. Our boy Scott Fresh, I see, is down there getting
he's
ready.
Fired up.
Yeah, look at him, man. That dude is fired up. He's ready. We talked about DeMar DeRozan, De'Aaron Fox. One guy we haven't talked a whole lot about is Domantas Sabonis. And Domas is coming off another hell of a season. Third team All-NBA for the second straight year. 19.4 points, so better than 2 years ago. 13.7 rebounds. He led the league in rebounds, high flyer. And then when you look at his assist numbers as well, he was dishing out the helpers to the tune of, let me get it right here, 8.2 assists per game. But do we need something not more, but different from Domantas Sabonis? Before I get your answer, we're going to tune up this Kevin Garnett quote. And KG played against Domas's father, Arvydas Sabonis.
Oh, yeah, the big fella.
Yeah, he played against Arvydas. And we know how great Arvydas Sabonis was. Great passer, could score in the post. Really, by the time he got to the NBA, wasn't, still in his prime, but he was still a hell of a player.
You know what, Katie? Let me tell you this. I left the Sacramento Kings in 90, and I went over to Spain.
Yeah.
I was playing in Madrid. And Sabonis was over there playing in Sevilla. And the dude was like, I want to say, how can I put this? He was kind of like Bigfoot. You always hear of all these stories of people like, oh my God, Sabonis this, Sabonis that, Sabonis that. So the first time we played the team, he didn't play because he was injured. The second time we played him, he didn't play because we played in the cup. But we played him the third time in the playoffs, and he was on the floor. And I'm like, I heard so much about this dude, man. I mean, is he that good? Is he that great? First of all, I saw him in layup line. I was like, whoa.
Massive, huh?
I'm like, man, now I played in the league back in the 80s. And I ain't seen too many dudes this big. So I watched him lay up. And then when we finally stepped out on the floor and we got the playing, and I seen the skill set this dude had, I'm like, fellas, we might as well call this, chalk this one up.
Really?
We might as well. First of all, we couldn't do nothing with him in the post. And then when he came out the post, his eyesight and passing ability was second to none. If you think Domas could pass the ball, Arvydas was a monster, dude. He almost passed the ball like Magic. Really? The dude passed the ball like Magic Johnson. And I'm like, he's 7+.
Yeah.
The size and the mass he had and the touch with the basketball, I'm like, this dude is for real. I see now the legend is true. You know what I mean? The legend is true. Arvydas Sabonis is a monster. I don't know why he's not in the league, but I understood because he was injured. But I tell you what, as far as being everything out there on the floor, it was nothing that dude couldn't do.
I hear you on that. Hall of Famer. I think Domantas Sabonis is trending towards being a Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
You think so? Okay,
yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure on that because a lot of people say, well, he can't do this, he can't do that, but he could do a lot of things.
It was funny because I asked him this on at Media Day. I said, Domas, I said, you right now in your prime versus your dad in his prime, who wins one-on-one?
Wow, you asked that question?
And it's funny, right? Because most of the sons, because I asked GP Jr., I said, in your prime right now, you're playing your best basketball. I said, and your dad, the glove, in his prime, who would win in a one-on-one? Of course, my nephew was like, me.
Oh, he said that?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Come on, man.
He said me.
His dad, come on.
Let me tell you, most young players
think they better than their
Carmelo Anthony's son. Like,
what?
Oh, I'll get my dad in this part. I'll get him. Of course. But Sabonis was like, I still think my dad.
Really?
Because, dude, Arvydas was a monster, bro.
Dang.
He was a monster.
All right, here's Kevin Garnett. Sabonis is part of that Netflix documentary, The Starting Five, followed Domas, Jimmy Butler, Ant-Man, Tatum, and LeBron all last season. And Kevin Garnett was talking about Domas's dad, Arvydas. Listen to this, High Flyer. I'll get your reaction after this.
Dad was best in the world, hands down. And guess who said it? His opponents.
To Sabonis, shot comes out to play, and Sabonis
I played with his father and we played at this thing called the rookie game in San Antonio. And this is the first player I've ever seen in the locker room have his wife in the locker room smoking a cigarette in his drawers. Talk. David Robinson, Patrick Ewing. Yeah, I better than other guys. David Robinson, I best in the world. Sabonis, he knows me. Ask him. He was just ranting. He was just ranting. And he was like, he pointed at his son. He was like, yeah, my son. He would be privileged, but yeah, he would be in the league one day.
Arvidas sitting out there smoking cigarettes in the locker room talking smack.
Hey, KD, if you ever played European basketball in the 80s and the 90s, that was one of the things that shocked me. I was just in awe. The first time I played in Greece and I went in the locker room at halftime, I was like, man, what's happening here? Everybody on the team was firing up a cigarette, including the coach. I'm like, this is crazy. I've never seen anything. But yeah, you know what? And I tell you what, Arvidas, I can just imagine in his day when, the ankle was right, the knee was right, he was lighter. Bro, I can imagine him giving David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, giving them fits because he was just as big as those guys, maybe even stronger, but had the hands and the skill of a guard.
David Robinson, I best in the world. Sabonis, he knows me.
Bro, he ain't talking junk. The dude could go.
So somebody on social media, Twitter, said, maybe we need to give Domas some cigarettes. Like, you know what I mean? To get a little swag like that. Domas is, like I said, trending towards a Hall of Fame career. He's phenomenal.
Yes.
19, 13, and 8. Mark it down night in and night out. I asked the question, does he need to be a little different for this team to reach its peak, meaning a nasty streak? He went on the Rich Eisen show the other day, a couple weeks ago, and said there's no beef between him and Draymond. That's old news. But does he have to have that edge, or Domas is fine where he is?
That KD, that's something that's you have it or you don't.
Okay.
It can't be manufactured because guys are going to know it's fake. If let's say right now, if Domas comes out and tries to play the tough guy role,
yep,
people going to look back and say, wait a minute, you wasn't that couple of games ago and then go to state. Hold on. You definitely wasn't that guy in Indiana. So, I mean, he has to be who he is. That's like asking Keegan Murray to tell jokes. It's not going to happen. They have to be who they are.
I hear you. And I agree with you. And Domas is fine. The dude's a 3-time All-NBA All-Star, multiple-time All-NBA guy. Should have been an All-Star last season. Got robbed. We all know that.
Man, at gunpoint.
At gunpoint, we got robbed. But do we need somebody? Or is that Debo now? Is that DeMar DeRozan with that little edge?
Now,
that's smoking that cigarette, that pack in the locker room.
Hey, Debo has known to have that streak in him. All that encompasses in the Debo name. Okay, he has a little nasty streak in him. He's not going to let guys run over him. All teams don't have the Draymond Green. Now, a lot of great teams do have the Draymond.
Right.
You always got to have that one guy to where, a lot of guys are scared of this dude. Okay, think about the good teams. Let's go back to the Showtime Lakers.
Yep.
A lot of cats didn't want to deal with Kurt Rambis. Kurt Rambis was a nut.
Really?
Kurt Rambis was a nut.
Clark Kent, they used to call him?
Yes.
With his Superman, the glasses and the tape on the middle and everything?
Was a nut. All the bad boys.
Yeah, you ain't want to mess with any of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Charles Oakley, Anthony Mason for the New York Knicks. All right. You Dennis Rodman. All right. Pretty much all good. Draymond Green.
Ron Artest, Meta World Peace.
Ron Artest. You know, all good teams have that one guy that's just, you know, he's that guy. He might not be the superstar, but he's the guy that holds the team together. He's the enforcer. I'll put it that way.
We need dogs, man. We need dogs.
We need dogs.
But that's not a lot of times too, High Flyer, to your point, as I'm watching some Warriors take the floor. I see Kevin Knox take the floor. That dude's bounced around. Warriors giving him another shot. He's out on the floor. A lot of times, to your point, that's fake toughness. You know what I mean? That's like you said, if you ain't that, you ain't coming to league that way.
Okay. Hold on. Nobody running up on Charles Oakley to this day.
Yep.
Nobody running up on Anthony Mason.
You ever seen Charles Oakley smack somebody? Like, he's known for like
open hand
slap. Like,
hey, have seen it.
What?
Have seen it, and nobody moved. Okay. You know, some of these guys are that. You know, Xavier McDaniel,
X-Man. Yes.
Okay.
I got another one for you.
Yeah.
Vernon Maxwell.
Mad Max.
He's
a guard.
Right.
You know, Alvin Robinson.
He was like that?
Ooh.
Where Alvin Robinson from? I gotta look up his background. What?
Alvin Robinson. Come on, man.
I gotta look up his background. I know he was a great defender, locked people up and everything.
Alvin Robinson. Nobody wanted to run up on that dude.
I tell you what, look at this, High Flyer. Hold on. I urge everybody right now to stop what they're doing. Google Alvin Robertson. Alvin Robertson. Look at the first picture that come up. That looked like a dude you don't want to mess with.
Bro.
I apologize, High Flyer. That looked like a dude you don't want to mess with.
And that's him later on in his career.
Right. That's when he's with the Raptors.
When he played with Milwaukee, boy. Ooh,
wow. Alvin Robertson used to get in it. And he was a baller, too. He could play.
Yeah, was balling.
San Antonio, Milwaukee. He was a player. But I think as you look at today's NBA, and I'm at fault for this. You can blame me partially for this too. I don't know if you need that anymore.
It's a different game.
Who's the dog on the Celtics?
Ain't
nobody scared of nobody on the Celtics, but they just hit you like as a team. Yeah, they're hard nosed and tough, but they ain't no enforcers or nothing, right?
You know what? And it's not more so because our thing was most guys who were the enforcers, they were verbally. You know, you heard them.
Yeah.
You know, as the game changed, you start getting guys like Chris Paul. You start getting guys like the grandfather for the Grizzlies. You know, just guys who were just they were enforcers, but they wasn't, you know, like verbally. You know, back in our day, you had to talk trash to be an enforcer. You really had to talk trash to be an enforcer. Like I said, all of Detroit. I mean, you had to deal with Rick Mahorn, bro.
But they backed it up.
They backed it up. It was
up,
them.
right?
Right.
Did your boy GP back it up?
Yeah, GP backed it up.
Or was he just all mouth? Keep it real, High Flyer.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, shoot. He ready to take a break.
Right.
He like, Drapes, we might have to take a break.
You know what?
Got for me?
Back in the day, I mean, Gary has always had mouth. But he knew that we always had Gary's back.
Right.
So wasn't nothing going to happen to him. He going to talk trash, but I ain't going to let you touch him.
Right.
See, I was more so, you know, me, Antonio Davis, and probably Brian Shaw.
Brian Shaw had
we were the enforcers.
He was in the Brian Shaw?
Yeah. Beatty was, you know, Brian was the guy that would he would talk you out of it, but if it came down to it, he was like, hey, HT, you ready? I was an enforcer. I was a little bit different dude than what I am today.
I know you're a big teddy bear today.
Yeah, he was a dog. Yeah, today I'm different, but I do have a switch.
Okay, hey, we have not seen that switch flip yet.
No, but I do have a switch.
You know, I look at this Kings roster, and one of the things the organization takes pride in is that it's a roster full of nice guys, and that's not a knock. Like guys that represent the community properly, represent the organization properly, that kind of thing.
But you know what, though? Here's the deal. You could be a nice guy, but you could be a dog on the court. I talk about this guy a lot, but it's true. Mitch Richmond was that guy.
Right.
Mitch was a nice guy.
But on the court?
Ooh, you want to see him on court? He will bite your head off on the court. As soon as you step off the court, he's the same guy that's going to shake your hand and take you out to dinner.
And Mitch didn't talk, though, did he?
Nope.
No, he didn't talk.
Nope, but he would bite your head off on the floor. And not going to bag down from nothing. We got a guy like that on the team, though.
Who?
Trey Lyles. Trey Lyles, great dude. Laughs, smile all the time. But on the floor, that boy is going to compete, and he don't care. He's going to give you everything he got.
You know what's funny about that? I talked to Trey Lyles about this at Media Day, as a matter of fact. I had a chance to sit down with him and talk to him about just the enforcer on the team, for lack of a better phrase, or better words.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily that he's an enforcer, but, his role on the team in that regard.
Right.
I brought up the Milwaukee game a couple of years ago when he got into it with
Brook Lopez. Mm-hmm.
And he was ready to give him that 2-piece no sauce.
Right.
And he said, I'm really not like that, but if I have to be in between the lines, I will. Because to your point, I've been in the locker room. I've been at the practice and shoot around. Trey Lyles, chill guy, cracking jokes, making the room laugh.
Right.
But on that court, you don't see him smile. You don't see it. He about his business on that court.
KD, who said it best? I ain't a killer, but don't push me.
The great Tupac Machiavelli, no
Come
doubt.
on, man.
No
I'm
doubt.
not a killer, but don't push me.
And here's what I think the Kings, I want to see from them this season. And coming up at 5 o'clock, we got High Five. High Flyers, 5 things he want to see from the Sacramento Kings. What I want to see isn't necessarily an enforcer or bullying per se with your mouth or anything like that. I want to see you impose your will on teams with your play. Where they walk in the Golden One Center and they know it ain't going to be sweet against the Sacramento Kings. When you done this game, you're going to have to get the massage. You're going to have to get the Theragun out. You're going to feel it the next morning when you wake up.
KD, no doubt. It's like, that situation of, hey, you ain't got to like me, but you got to respect it.
Right.
You ain't got to like it, but you got to respect it.
I don't think we're at that point yet.
No.
Not with every team.
No.
Houston don't respect it. They won all 3 matchups last year.
Portland.
New Orleans.
Portland.
Dwop Reith still hitting threes on us.
Hey, I'm telling you. But you know what, though? It was funny how the teams that we, quote-unquote, thought that the Kings should roll over steamrolled us. Charlotte came in here and gave us business.
Yeah.
Every time we looked at New Orleans, it was just like, forget it. But we got Boston coming here and we give Boston the business.
Nah, it's been a while, High Flyer.
We get Boston.
We ain't get Boston the business in a minute.
It's
been a while.
No, we make Boston play. It ain't no cakewalk.
I'm gonna have to look at the stats. I'm gonna have to pull up the numbers.
It ain't no cakewalk when they come in here. The teams that we were supposed to be gave us problems. Now it was the teams that played well, or the quote unquote teams that we were supposed to lose to. That's when the Kings showed up. I had no problem when the big teams walked in here.
Are you talking about when you played back in the day?
No, I'm talking about this team.
Oh, that dog. Come on now. Let's look at Sacramento versus Boston.
How about,
I got it right here.
How about Milwaukee when Milwaukee came in here?
Hold up, big fella. Okay. You got it. Hear me out, High Flyer, because I strive for accuracy.
Got you.
I strive, and this is what I'm talking about when it comes to the Celtics, when it comes to New Orleans, when it comes to Houston. You feel them when you go against them. They come on your floor and they have sort of a swagger about them.
Right.
I'm looking at the last 6 meetings between the Kings and the Celtics. Let me see here. Let me make sure I got this right. Now, last 7 meetings. No, last 6 I'll go. Last 3 seasons. 2022, 128-75 Celtics.
Smack.
126-97 Celtics.
Smack.
122-104 Celtics. 132-109 Celtics. 144-119 Celtics. We finally played them close, 101-100 Celtics, but we've lost their last 6 against them. My point is, I want to see the Kings walk in and teams be like, damn, we in for it tonight.
Oh, yeah.
We got to strap up. We got to lace the boot. Like you said, we got to make Spud Webb tie his shoes tonight because he going to be in for one.
You have to earn that respect. Once again, we go back to the GM poll. You have to earn that respect, KD, and the only way you earn that respect is you got to win those games.
You got to win. And I feel like this team we're seeing tonight, Golden State, we had to force them to respect us.
Oh, and believe me, and I honestly think that the Kings won that because you took them to 7 to where they thought they were going to come in and walk over you. You took them to 7, and you knocked them out of the end game. The
playing last year. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So yeah, they earned their respect against Golden State.
Right.
Now you got to move on to the New Orleans. You got to move on to the Houstons, the San Antonio.
Right.
You got to move on to those teams and get their respect. Then all of a sudden, guess what? Golden State GM will give you some love. New Orleans GM got to give you some love.
Yeah.
Houston GM got to give you some love. Portland GM. So now, instead of you being in the bottom, you right there at the 5-6 spot to where you're supposed to be.
Where you're supposed to be. More NBA talk with High Flyer coming up next as we get you ready for the Kings Warriors. About 3 hours away from tip-off. The Warriors out here warming up some of their young players. Coming up next, should we be afraid of Golden State? Are they a threat to us in the Western Conference? We'll talk about that next. It's the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Imagine your team always looking and feeling their best in high-performance technical workwear. Cintas can make it happen. They have garments for almost every job imaginable. And with the Cintas Workwear program, you get freshly laundered garments delivered every week for everyone on your team. Great garments without the bother of laundry. That's a real perk for employees. Find out how Cintas can boost team image and morale. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Have you heard you can listen to your favorite news podcast ad-free? Good news! With Amazon Music, you have access to the largest catalog of ad-free top podcasts included with your Prime membership. Enjoy shows like The Daily, Up First, and Consider This, available ad-free on Amazon Music. To start listening, download the Amazon Music app for free or go to amazon.com/ad-free. That's amazon.com/ad-free to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
Big Sky home opener for the Sacramento State Hornets this Saturday, 6 p.m. kickoff versus Eastern Washington. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
With Progressive, you get more than savings. You get access to us through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
Oh, I see what you're doing here, Jamie. Giving me all these ways to stay in touch so I have no excuse not to. Well, you're in luck, because this guy's in the market for a new BFF.
Actually, all our customers can contact us this way.
Oh. Yeah, no, I was just kidding.
But I am always up for Taco Pizza! Oh, Jigsaw!
Get help from Progressive through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Expect increasing cloud cover overnight with temperatures eventually dropping off into the upper 50s to lower 60s. Partly cloudy skies for your Thursday with daytime highs in the mid to low 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
DC here for Folsom Lake Kia, where they make car shopping easy with a huge selection of new Kia models, low payments, and zero down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, your trusted dealer in Folsom for over 25 years. FolsomLakeKia.com.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
When it comes to fighting for families and protecting kids, no one works harder than our Assemblyman, Josh Hoover. A member of the Bipartisan Problem Solvers Caucus, Hoover has worked across party lines and proposed tougher penalties for fentanyl crimes, stricter sentences for drug trafficking near schools, and RILA's law to make sure anyone who abuses a child is held accountable. A former school board member, Josh has fought to support school police officers, prohibit homeless encampments near schools, and increase funding for school facilities. Josh Hoover knows that families have been paying more for everything from gas and groceries to utilities and insurance. In the Assembly, Josh is working to provide relief to families, reduce the cost of housing, and stop Gavin Newsom from raising gas prices even more next year. Josh Hoover is making a difference for our families, our community, and our future. Our voice, our Assemblyman, Josh Hoover.
Paid for by Hoover for Assembly 2024.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Insurance companies perform a very valuable service, but they want to keep their money. Although most cases settle before trial, it is paramount that the insurance companies know that if pressed, your legal team has the experience to take your case all the way. For 25 years, Ashton & Price has earned the reputation that if the insurance company isn't fair, we're ready to force them to be fair. My mom used to warn me, wait till dad gets home. Think of us as dad. The best part, there's no fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
For the play with DJ Quick. Telling y'all if you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. In the real life.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Man, Jay is on point tonight. The tunes. You know what you need to do, Jay? Jay back in the studio holding it down. Appreciate it. You know what Jay need to do? And this is legit, Jay. I'm not trying to give him any smack, treat him any certain way or anything like that. We need a Jay's playlist. You know what I mean? Where you send it out to the YouTubers or the people or whatever. Because everybody's always talking about the cuts Jay plays.
Right.
I don't know if Taylor Swift would actually be on there.
Yeah, it's on there. It's on there.
It would be on, right? You know what I mean? Like a Drive Guys playlist, if you will. Throw that out there on Apple Music.
We might need to do that.
Or something like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because, we got the thing about it, High Flyer, and I don't know what you listen to when you go to games. When you're driving in your S550 Mercedes-Benz S-Class in luxury. I don't know what you listen to.
The Mercedes, man.
Exactly. I don't know what you listen to. But music in the car, when you throw on that playlist, that could put you in the mood, man. And that's what I feel like Jay's doing right now, bro.
You always have to have that well, back in my day, that game day CD. That game day CD. Yeah, that game day CD that got you going, that got you pumped on the ride in, because you have to get your mind right.
Exactly.
I don't know what today's guys do. I mean, they got so many different other things, but like I said, we had CDs and you had your tunes pumping in your car and you had your bass going. Had to have some deep bass. I had to have.
What was when you played high school, college, pros? What was your go-to song in the cassette tape or the Walkman or whatever you had back in the day?
Well, you got to understand,
You know what I'm talking about. Though,
No, I'm saying I went to school with Too Short, bro. So I had a lot of Too Short backdoor
Really? That's
underground tapes.
Okay.
I was dumping a lot of Short.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
Too Short was the dude.
You know what I was playing?
What's that?
Public Enemy.
Okay. PE, get your hype.
PE. And right before tip-off, it was shut them down. Shut them down. Shut them down.
Yeah,
Shut them. Did we run
down.
out? Come on, man.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about, man. So we need a Drive Guys playlist. And maybe we let some of the listeners and YouTubers weigh in or something like that. But that would be something as I'm driving to the studio or I'm driving to the game. That's when I'm bumping, Okay, look at
yeah, there you go.
You're about to do it, huh? You're about
Oh, man. That's that town. They'll get you fired up, man.
Man, we got a party here as we are now less than 3 hours away from Kings Warriors coming up in about 10 minutes. Tim Roy, the voice of the Golden State Warriors. He's already here. He's punctual. He's already here. He's already ready to go. We're going to have him coming up at about 4:45 as we talk about Golden State Warriors. I mentioned earlier the new NBA GM survey, which has the Warriors finishing 8th in the Western Conference ahead of the Sacramento Kings. The Kings not even mentioned, not even listed among the top 8. And I wonder, High Flyer, your thoughts on what the Warriors did this offseason. Added Buddy Hield.
Okay.
Got slow-mo Kyle Anderson.
Okay.
Also, let Klay Thompson go.
Hurt.
Yeah, that I think that hurts. Also got DeAnthony Melton, little 3-and-D guy.
Okay.
Should we consider the Warriors a threat? Should we be, and I understand respecting them. I'm not saying should we respect them, but are they a threat to whatever position in the Western Conference we might finish?
I look at teams a little different. I look at the Golden State Warriors and say, okay, are they still that championship or bust team? I don't think so.
Right.
I don't think so. And I think that's where their mantra is going to always be until Steph and Dre is gone. It's going to be championship or bust, but I don't think that they're that team. They're going to probably be a decent team. How much of a threat? I don't know, because they got a lot of new players out there.
Right.
They have a lot of new acquisitions to where you got to even see if these guys are going to gel.
Right.
So championship team? No, definitely not. How well they're going to be in the Western Conference? Still yet to be determined. But like I said, I do give those guys who have done it their respect. Still got Dre.
Honey.
You still got Steph. You're going to be a good team. You're going to be a good team.
But here's the thing, and this is why I said what I said earlier, High Flyer. We're talking about the Sacramento Kings, and you said it, being 1 through 6.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't a snowball's chance in hell I see this Warriors team being 1 through 6. And that's not being disrespectful.
You know what? I don't either. Even with the Herculean play of Steph Curry, I don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
But, they have earned the respect. I'm sorry. They got 4 championships almost in a row. And those 2 guys are still there. So I see where most GMs give them that nod. And they still have a Hall of Fame coach in Steve Kerr.
I tell hold up.
And Mike Brown was there for a bunch of that.
Hold up, High Five. Because I'm working on being more respectful to my co-host. I'm working on letting somebody get their point out. I'm working on reserving my take until they finish.
Kyle, press pause.
Exactly. Somebody told me that one time. It's like, but High Flyer, you're giving them the benefit of the doubt and the respect that Bleacher Report, The Ringer, The Athletic, NBA GMs. You said it last year. The dynasty is over.
Oh, yeah. Championships are done.
Steph can't carry the team like he used to.
Hey.
LeBron ain't carrying team like Hall of Fame players. Tremendous. But when is it going? You know what Steph Curry and LeBron are? You know who they are? Hold up, High Flyer. They Michael Jordan with the Wizards right now, High Flyer.
I wouldn't go that far.
Come on now.
And you know I love
Okay.
I love Mike. See, now you're about to start a fight. You're about to start a fight.
I'm just saying, they're not the boogeyman anymore.
Steph still is. You know what? Steph is still the boogeyman, but I'll tell you what, LeBron ain't. He's not the boogeyman anymore. But they're still playing at a very high level. And you know, KD, at the end of the day, the reason why you got to give those dudes their respect is because when you walk in their house and you look on their trophy mantle, he got 4 of them.
These young boys ain't worried about that.
They ain't got to be worried. I'm just saying where the GMs give them their respect at. I'm talking about where the GM give them their respect is that they got 4 of them sitting there. Between Steph and Draymond, they got 8 rings.
Curtis Hicks, my guy, on the YouTube chat. Mm-hmm. The Warriors are not a threat, but they can end up being a thorn in your side.
Exactly.
You agree with that?
They can win some games, for sure. For sure. They can win some basketball games. You know, I will say this. Do I think the Golden State Warriors are better than the Sacramento Kings? No, I don't.
Okay. All right.
Even though they have, you know, played us tough.
Right.
Played us very tough. Do I think they're better than us? No. I think we have the better team. But when you talk about executing and getting the job done and guys who have been there and done that, the Warriors got an edge.
That run is over.
That run is over.
Oh, I said they're not championship of us no more. No, they're not.
You know, and here's the thing too, man. I understand the heart of a champion. I understand 4 championships, 4 Larry O'Brien trophies.
Do you really? Are you really giving them some respect? Because it sounds like you got a butt behind that.
I do, and I respect that. But Draymond ain't Draymond anymore.
Damn sure ain't.
He ain't the same Draymond.
And hasn't been the same Draymond for about 4 years.
And so my issue with the Warriors, and we're going to have Tim Roy coming up in just a minute. Maybe he'll make me change my mind. Steph has to be almost superhuman for this team. And I felt like it was too much for him last year. Not saying he didn't do a great job. Not saying he didn't have a great.
I did too.
So,
I agree.
Where's the reinforcements? Where's the cavalry? Where are their Avengers at, if you will, high fly?
They're going to be in let me see mode. You know, because do you know exactly how Draymond's going to play? Even if he plays, you know, he's got a bad habit of getting suspended. So,
right.
You know, some nights it might be Steph out there by himself. And see, and we say Steph by himself because we're so used to seeing Steph, Clay, Draymond, Wiggs. We're so used to seeing all 4 of those guys, and then whoever else they sprinkle out there, and you know, Looney. But it ain't like that no more.
It ain't like that no more.
It ain't like that no more. That's why I say they're not the same team.
They're not the same, and I think for one game, Steph can do that. One game, LeBron, he could do that. But for a full 82 at their age and how many miles they got on the tires?
No, they need help.
They need some help.
They need help.
Oh, Buddy Hield.
Buddy Buckets.
Walking on to the Golden One Center floor.
You talk about a guy who never saw a shot in life.
And he dapping up everybody, smiling and everything. Coming up next, we got Tim Roy, Warriors radio play-by-play, the voice of the Warriors.
Seen it all.
As we get you ready for Kings-Warriors preseason action here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Expect increasing cloud cover overnight with temperatures eventually dropping off into the upper 50s to lower 60s. Partly cloudy skies for your Thursday with daytime highs in the mid to low 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
DC here, and if you've been thinking about a new car, you got to see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia. You can always count on low payments and 0 down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years. Right here in Folsom.
Despite having no experience, Gavin Newsom made Jessica Morse his, quote, wildfire specialist. The result? Under Newsom and Morse, insurance rates and utility bills skyrocketed. Millions of dollars were slashed from the state's fire prevention budget. And they were even caught lying about their record, while millions of acres burned and families lost their homes.
Now Gavin has chosen Jessica Morse again, this time to run for Congress. We have a better choice. Kevin Kiley. As our congressman, Kevin Kiley has worked across party lines to secure millions for wildfire protection and expand water supplies. And Kevin Kiley's bill to protect Lake Tahoe will bring up to $415 million home to our district to reduce the threat of fires and restore the ecosystem of the lake, delivering results and making a difference. Let's keep Kevin Kiley working for us.
I'm Kevin Kiley. I approve this message. Paid for by Kevin Kiley for Congress.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM. Or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Autumn is in the air, and like the leaves, prices are falling at Harbor Freight's parking lot sale this weekend. We've got tons of products on sale, like 3-ton jacks for under $100, 5,000-watt generators, $250 off, plus dual bevel miter saws at nearly half the price of the competition. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until 10/13/24 while supplies last. So hurry in. Limitations apply.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
True fans of the game should pick up a copy of The Match, the day the game of golf changed forever, written by Mark Frost, who also wrote The Greatest Game Ever Played. The book was published more than 10 years ago, but it tells the true story of a remarkable round of golf played by legendary professionals Ben Hogan and Byron Nelson against 2 of the sport's greatest amateurs, Ken Venturi and Harvey Ward. Hogan, who avoided playing with amateurs at all costs, was hoodwinked into playing by Eddie Lowry, Francis Ouimet's diminutive caddy, who at that point was a successful San Francisco businessman. The match, with its many wagers, was set to be played at Cypress Point Club, and although the exciting 18 holes unfold with each turn of a page, it's the backstory of each of the players that makes the words come alive. My friend Ken Venturi, the last survivor of that foursome, told me it was a dream match, and so good even fiction couldn't touch it. It's a fabulous read. For Golf to Go, I'm Frank LaRosa.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Grapes and Hot Fire here on Sacktown Sports 1140. It's the Drive Guys. We got the best in the business. Raymond Ritter checking in with us, making sure we all good for tonight's Kings-Warriors game. Let me ask, not necessarily you, High Flyer, before we bring on Tim Roy, but the YouTubers and the texters. Jay is playing Fast Car. I forget, who's the guy, Jay?
Luke Combs. Luke Combs.
Yep. This would not be on my Drive Guys playlist. I'm just saying that right now.
Well, that's you, Mr. Taylor Swift.
Tracy Chapman on there, the original Jay, okay. But I wouldn't have this one on there.
Man, that song blew up. Show some respect to that young fella.
I want to know what the YouTubers and the texters think. Would you have Luke Combs' version of Fast Car? Would you have my girl Tracy Chapman's version? Let me ask Tim Roy this. Tim, you thought you were coming on here to talk Golden State Warriors, but we got pressing matters here.
I like Tracy's version. I really do.
Okay.
But I will say I thought it was kind of cool he paid her homage by
he did a good job, right?
He did a nice job.
He did a very respectful.
Yeah,
that's
exactly respectful.
Yeah. And Tracy signed off on it. Okay, all right. if Tim Roy says it's a go for the Drive Guys.
We're all getting older. We got to stay current with the kids now.
Right? Tim Roy, the voice of the Golden State Warriors, joining us here on Sacktown Sports 1140. So we were just talking about your squad, the offseason additions. Our boy Buddy Hield, you see him out there getting up some shots. Obviously, D'Anthony Melton, slow-mo Kyle Anderson. What are the expectations of the Warriors? Or is this we got to see once it all gets out there and we see some games under our belt?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of excitement because you don't know. You don't know what this team's going to look like. I thought they pivoted, pretty well. And instead of just letting Klay Thompson leave and get nothing, okay, let's make a big sign trade deal out of it. And you get Hield, you get Anderson, you get something for that. So I thought they did really well there. I've always liked Melton. If he can stay healthy, he's a really nice piece for them, and he can shoot it, which they need. They need a couple shooters with Klay gone. And so I think it's really, what the kind of anticipation, what are we going to see here? What I think the one thing they have now, they haven't had for a couple of years, that Steve Kerr can attack teams in different ways. Mm-hmm. He can have a different rotation every night and not be putting a guy that he doesn't want to put out there. And I think that's going to be a big strength for them.
You know what, Tim, let me ask you this, because me and KD, we argue over this all the time. I'm like, back when you guys had the 4 rings, and even with you, when you come up here and you would look at your team warm up, you knew the guys out there. You knew the guys had that championship pedigree. Now when you look out there on the floor and you look and see those guys warming up, you're like, okay, it's a little different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little different. It's different. It's every if you want to call it dynasty, every dynasty goes through this, where it starts to settle back to NBA reality, if you will. There was one time in training camp, I looked around after practice, Steph's getting shots up, Klay's getting shots up in front of me. Jerry West is over there talking to Steve Kerr. And then behind me, Steve Nash is working with Kevin Durant on curling off screens more efficiently. I'm going, okay, where have I, is this a dream? Am I going to wake up here? And that's the way it was. Now it's different. Now it's back to more, this is what the NBA is about.
You went to heaven for 4 years.
Yeah, I did. It was amazing. It was unbelievable.
Tim Roy joining us, voice of the Golden State Warriors. I felt like, Tim, and you tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm off base here. I felt like last season, Steph had to do so much to carry this team. Do you feel like they're in a better position to not have to have superhuman Steph every single night?
Yeah, I think they'll be able to do that if the guys they've acquired have the kind of years they can have, and also if they're younger players, Kuminga, Podziemski, Moody. If those guys I think have to take a step forward if this team's going to be a team that we're talking about, maybe, first round bye or top 6 getting out of the play-in. I think those guys have to take a step forward. And I'm curious to see that. Moses Moody looked really good in training camp. Mm-hmm. And the Podziemski, I think with another year under his belt, he just knows how to play the game. And Kuminga is the big X factor. If he can take all that gifted athleticism and turn it into the number 2 scorer on this team, then I think they'll have something.
You know what, Tim? You've seen probably the best duo in Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Yeah. It was almost like when you had those two on the floor, they were unstoppable. But when Michael left and he left Scottie by himself, Scottie was still good, but he wasn't Scottie body like he was. Is that what we're going to see out of Steph? I mean, because they were so great together. Is it going to be a little different now that they're not on the same team?
Well, I think in this case, I think Steph is Michael,
right?
And sure, I think he's going to continue, his level of play. I think teams will try to get the ball out of his hands every night. I think that's going to be a given. I think they're going to try to keep him from being Steph, and they'll say, okay, we'll live with the other guys scoring, and that's why I think Hield and Melton and Podziemski and Moody and Kuminga, they're all very important because they're going to have to take some of that load. There's now, Andrew Wiggins too. We haven't talked about him. If he can have a bounce back year, he's had a tough couple of seasons, and if he could come back and have a really good year, that takes some of the pressure off. So again, I still think that these are kind of these questions that the this franchise has going into the season.
Tim Roy joining us, the voice of the Golden State Warriors, play-by-play for radio. Tim, to your point, you just brought up Wiggins. And as I look in the names you listed, Podziemski, the names jump off the page as far as I'm concerned. I could argue that the Warriors that we see October 24th or 22nd when you guys open won't be the same team in terms of how they're playing as the same Warriors team, let's say in March.
I think,
do you think it's going to take some time for this team to really hit its stride?
And if you believe everything you read, the Warriors were trying to land Paul George. They're trying to land Lauri Markkanen, which I love because it shows me that management is dedicated to trying to make this team as best as it can. So you could also make the case that maybe this is not the same roster you'll see in March. I think what we see at the beginning may not be what we see at the end because different players will rise to the occasion over the course of 82. And, you never know what can happen. Everybody says, oh, this guy's untradeable. Well, Wilt Chamberlain got traded twice. Kareem got traded. I think anybody in this league can get traded. So you never know.
You got something, High Flyer, or you all cashed out on Warriors? I know it's been about 25 minutes of Golden State talk.
Not really. I'm not all cashed out, but me and Drake's talked about this too. The Battle of the Bay thing. These two teams really battling against each other for meaningful games.
It's awesome.
Is that still a thing? Because, we felt it in the playoffs.
Yep.
I mean, it was really a thing when we played in the playoffs. And really, when it came down to Game 7, it was like, this is a real rivalry. Is that still alive?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The Kings knocked the Warriors out of the playoffs last year. I think it's absolutely it's a rivalry, and I think it's great. It's what we've all been hoping for all these years, and they could never get on the same page. And now they're kind of on the same page, the Kings added DeMar DeRozan, who's one of my favorite guys in the league because he doesn't care what the trends are. He doesn't care what the fashions are. He knows what he can do, and he just goes and does it. And so I think it's going to be a nice competitive rivalry, hopefully for years to come, because I think it's great for the fans in this area because it was always one team coming to the other team's gym. One team was great, and the other team was not very good. And so, I've been on both sides of that. And actually, I was on the downside when I was here, and I was downside when I was there for a long time. And so I think that's great. And I think there's a that kind of genuine dislike between the two teams. I think there's respect, but I think these teams don't want to lose to one another. Put it that way.
Hey, Tim, before we let you get out of here, I asked this question of Bonte Hill yesterday. I like Steve Kerr. I like what he stands for. I like that he's involved. But Jason Tatum's my guy. How much do you think these last 2 years, the critics has bothered Steve Kerr? And do you think, knowing the competitor that he is, he wants to show everybody he still has it?
He's very competitive. Yeah. He's one of the nicest men you're ever going to meet. He's down to earth. He's real. But he's very competitive.
Yep.
And I guarantee you this, Jason Tatum not playing in Paris, he knew why. Steve would have gone to him and told him, here's what we're doing, here's why we're doing it. Mm-hmm. And so Tatum knew, what games he was going to play in and what games he wasn't going to play in. And so he does that. And the reason Steve does that, he was that guy at the end of the bench.
Right.
So he knows how insecure and how anxious those guys get. So he always tells the guys at the end of the bench, hey, you may not get in tonight. Okay, because we're thinking about going in a different direction. So I think Steve I think he likes the versatility of what he has, and I think he's really excited to see what they can do because I think the last couple of years have been a little frustrating for all concerned. I want to say one other thing too, is that it's great that we're actually playing you guys in preseason a couple of times because I'm thrilled to be the Warriors announcer. I'm starting my 30th year with them. 36 when you count my time here, but I'm also proud to be a small part of 40 years of basketball in this.
Yes.
And when the high flyer was I was getting more calls in the post-game show about the high flyer than just about anybody
Really?
else. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Tell me, give me some stories, Tim. Like, what was high flyer like as a ball player? I didn't get to see him. I know his nickname. He had the 44-inch vertical. He'll tell anybody that, is it within earshot that. Tell me about those days back.
He was active. He would bring energy, and you knew that when he got on the floor, no matter what the score was, he's going to give you something. He's going to give you a good hard effort. And I think what for Hank, it was opportunity. I think if he had been in a different situation, he might have had more opportunity and had a chance really to get it into somebody's rotation and stay there for a few years. But it just didn't happen here for him there. But he was, without question, he was like one of the 2 or 3 most popular players in my 6 years here. Absolutely.
Like I said, man, hey,
give him a pat on the back.
Hey, I would give you a bucket, bro. I'm telling you. but you know what happened, KD? And I honestly enjoyed this. I played behind a multi-all-star Hall of Fame guy.
Yeah.
And at that particular point, Mitch wasn't coming off the floor.
No.
At all.
No.
And I was playing behind Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
So, I really couldn't, go and cry about it.
Right.
But it was one of those situations to where I learned so much by just being in the gym with him and playing with him that, you know what? I roll with that because it made me a better player overall.
The Rock was like that quarterback where his team's up 30, but he ain't coming out. He's still taking snaps.
Out there.
Yeah. So
the great Tim Roy. Tim, appreciate it, man. Have a great call tonight. Let's keep this rivalry going. Should be a good one tonight.
It'll be fun. It's good to be back.
All right, the legend right there, Tim Roy, joining the Drive Guys. Short break. When we come back, high five. I created a segment just for you, High Flyer.
I appreciate it, bro.
Your top 5 things you're looking for this season from the Kings. It's the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports 1140.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Get ready to hit the gas on the best power tool deals of the year at Fastener's Tool Outlet. We're revving up the savings with our full throttle one-day DeWalt sale in Sacramento on October 12th only. We are slashing prices on a huge selection of DeWalt power tools like cordless drills, saws, combo kits, and more at costs you won't believe. Get better tools for better prices only at Fasteners Inc., Sacramento's top destination for DeWalt tools. Again, that's October 12th only on Power and Road. For more info, go to fastenersinc.net.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
Big Sky home opener for the Sacramento State Hornets this Saturday, 6 p.m. kickoff versus Eastern Washington. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
KHD 1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
played that, but you got Big Perm up, and he getting it. Hey.
Oh, man, Jay No. Jay No.
And it's King season now, man. We got to go.
Yeah.
He know Drake's lacking a little energy right now. I need to pump him up. This is my song right here. Man, I played this for my son the other day. He looked at me. He's like, Dad, why you so angry? Why you mean mugging me? I'm like, because it's the song, kid. That's why. This is the song.
You had to get your mug on.
Right? You can't be smiling and happy and, come on, man. It's the Drive Guys here on Sacktown Sports 1140. One more hour to go. I got both teams out here warming up. Scal Labissiere. I got Mason Jones getting some shots up out there. Boogie Ellis. Kings ready to do business tonight against the Golden State Warriors.
Woo. I thought I saw the Rook out there too. He getting a little toolage. He now
where he at? You see him out there? Yeah, I see Kobe Jones out there.
Oh, he's standing next to the coach right there, right by the K. See all the hair?
Dog, I can't see nothing.
Bro, we need to get you some.
Oh, yeah. All right. I see Devin Carter right there. Yeah. Yep. I see him. My bad, dog. I'm about to turn 50, high flyer in April.
Come on, man. I'm
50, bro.
Hey, I'm 58, and I see him. this dude got all this hair on his head. I see him.
I see who exactly. I see Devin Carter out there. He got his little slides on, though, his little flip-flops on, so he ain't doing much work out there. But about 2.5 hours away from tip-off, Kings and the Golden State Warriors. We're about to begin a new season of Kings basketball, the 40th season of Sacramento Kings basketball. The organization will be celebrating all season long, will be celebrating. And we got High Flyer, the former King himself, the 44-inch vertical man. And I wanted to find out what he's looking for from the Kings this upcoming season, from the mind of a former NBA player. So it is time for High Five, High Flyer. 5 things he's looking for this King season. What you got for me, High Flyer?
You know what? At number 1, and KD, I think this is the most important thing. I think probably this is the only hole left that needs to be really taken care of for the Sacramento Kings, and that was rim protection.
Yes. Do we have it?
I think we need
Do we
more.
have anybody?
Yes, we have it, but it's coming off the bench, but I think we need more of it. Because you know what? Sabonis is a decent defender. He's not a rim protector. I'm talking about a guy that's in the middle to where you funnel your guy
right
to him and he cleans up. He makes sure it's not going to be a basket down there. He's going to clean it up on the glass.
Let me throw a name out at you regarding that.
Yep.
And this is a guy I saw in practice. I saw his size. I saw his length. And it intrigued me. It made me think, maybe there might be a spot for him. Second time around. He's out there working out right now. Scal Labissiere.
I like Scal. I like what Scal brings to this team. As far as a rim protector,
he's long, High Flyer.
He's long.
Athletic.
He's athletic. But Scal, for me, his best attribute is the dude can score the ball.
Okay.
I still don't see him as a rim protector. I'll tell you what. I thought we had him last year. They played sparingly, but JaVale McGee was a rim protector. Alex Lynn is the same thing. I'm talking about a guy to where when anybody comes down there to the rim, they are going to get it. They're going after it. Sabonis ain't that guy.
Okay, I hear you. And here's the thing too about it.
And here's the deal. And nor do I want him to be that guy.
Okay,
because 9 times out of 10, those guys get fouls. So I want somebody that's going to come off the bench that's going to really be a rim protector.
I'm with you on that. And here's the issue over the last few years with the Kings regarding that. And I know their defense was much better second half of the season. But if you don't have elite perimeter defense, then you at least got to have a shot blocker. For instance, if we had a Rudy Gobert back there, the on-ball defense, yes, you still want it to be dialed in, but you got somebody that could cover up mistakes. We ain't got nobody to cover up mistakes at the rim, is what you're saying, High Fly.
Yes, and with you bringing that up, KD, we go to my number 2, which is on-ball defense.
Ooh, okay.
Because, like you said, if you have a Rudy Gobert, you could take so many chances at getting steals. Because if you get backdoored, Rudy, go get that.
Go get it. You got me. Yep, you got your
Right.
back.
So if you don't have that, my number 2 for the Sacramento Kings is on-ball defense. Now, you don't have that rim protector, so what do you have to do to be a good defensive squad? Fellas, I'm sorry, you got to man up on the ball. You got to be able to keep your guy in front of you. You got to be able to slide and stay with him, and don't give those guys just direct drives to the basket.
Do we have the personnel for that?
Oh, yeah.
Because Keon Ellis is that dude.
Yes, we have
Foxy we've seen.
We have a bunch of guards who can move their feet, can slide, and stay with their men. That's one of the things where, think about it. When you look at our starting five, I can give you 4 guys that we can put on the perimeter that can stay with their guys. You got Foxy. You got KE, right?
Yep.
You know, let's say if you throw Monk out there, Monk can stay with his guy. Keegan Murray. Keegan can stay with guards out there. That's 4 guys who can slide with their guys, just so when you have a Domantas Sabonis that really you don't want him to be a rim protector, he's not getting the foul trouble because there's no straight line drives.
What about DeMar DeRozan defensively and the pundits saying, you know, he's not a great defender. He's not a good defender. You know, we downgraded from HB's defense to DeMar. That's been some of the narrative out there. Are you buying that?
No, I'm not buying that. You know what? I think a lot of people, when they look at the dominant side of your offensive game, and they look at that and they look and say, well, his defensive side doesn't match the dominance of his offensive side. Well, he can't play defense. Who said?
Nobody, yeah.
You're just looking at how dominant he is on the offensive side. Nobody's saying he couldn't play defense.
Right.
DeMar DeRozan is in the NBA. He's a big 2 guard and probably an average size 3. He can slide and move with anybody out there.
And I'll say this. There aren't many guys that can play as high a level of offense as DeMar and match it defensively. Handful in the league.
Bro,
maybe Kawhi. Who else?
Two-way Paul George.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like, those dudes don't, like, all the elite scorers.
They're special.
Right. Those guys you're talking about, they are special.
Hey, think about it. Steph Curry is not a defensive juggernaut.
Right. Yes, you're right. Who else you got? What else you got for me, big fella?
My number 3, and I think this is huge for us, pace. I want to see the Kings get back to that up and down run and gun style that they were so good at when they were running teams up out the gym. I think pace is going to be a big part. If they can get that back going, get that rebound, get those steals, get those deflections, and get out in transition, they're going to be a very tough team to beat.
Here's what I saw when I went to practice last week. Sat through the entire 2-hour practice. Talk to the coaching staff. Talk to my guy, Jay Triano, about it. They want to play hyper speed, super fast. Jay Triano put it to me like this, high flyer. Steph Curry, he ain't trying to run like that. LeBron ain't trying to run. KD ain't trying to. So Jokic ain't trying to sprint like that.
Nope.
So the Kings are looking to take advantage of their strengths and get these teams running. However, high flyer, when you play fast, that introduces turnovers. How do they guard against that? Because they got some new pieces.
Well,
it's going to take some time, big fella.
They're going to have to take care of the ball. Taking care of the ball, that's the Achilles heel to have a high-octane offense. You're going to have some turnovers. You're going to have to live with some of them, but you want to try to keep them at a minimum. Now, my number 4 or number 3?
No, number 3, baby. We slow playing this, kid. You got some good stuff so far.
All right. My number 3. I thought this was
No, number 2. Because you got
already did.
Oh, yeah.
I said rim protection.
Oh, number 3. Y'all getting old on me.
And you said fast break.
Okay.
Pace.
So my next one up is especially for our new acquisition. Free throw attempts. Free throw attempts. Debo goes to the free throw line a lot. Last year, we were begging for De'Aaron to get a call to get to the free throw line.
Right.
We didn't get that many attempts, even though as a team, we didn't shoot the ball particularly well for the free throw line either. But I think DeMar is going to change that big time.
Here's the point, and I agree 100% with you. And one of the things that sort of stood out to me regarding the Kings, and I do think free throws are going to be big. Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox, in terms of attempts, they were your leaders. They were the guys that got to the line more than anybody.
But what about in the league?
No, but listen up, High Flyer. Let me finish my point, big fella. But they were hovering around 70, 71, 72%.
That's not
good.
That's not going to get it.
Now you got DeMar DeRozan, 83, 84, 85% free throw shooter. And so I do think that area should be much improved for the Sacramento Kings. And real quick here, because I'm digging up some of the numbers from last season in terms of field goal free throw attempts, if you will. The Sacramento Kings last season in free throw attempts, High Flyer, they ranked 21st in the league, big fella.
Yeah.
21st in the league in free throw attempts.
Way down.
But how about this? In free throw makes, they were 27.
Wow.
So they didn't even capitalize on the ones that was right there for them, that they had in front of them. I do think DeMar DeRozan will no doubt help in that respect.
Yes, he will.
That's 4 you just did.
Yep.
You got one more here. One more. High five. 5 things High Flyers looking for from the Kings this upcoming season. What else you got?
All right, KD. You were looking for 6 extra wins.
6 wins.
You said with the acquisition of DeMar DeRozan, we should have 6 more wins. That would get us to 50, what? 52?
52.
52. Yep. And I think he'll have a big part in this, will help us get to that 52. Late game execution. How many games did we lose to where we didn't execute? We didn't do the right things. We didn't make the right play.
Yep.
They didn't get the right shot off. We didn't get the right defensive rotation to make a stop. Late game execution with DeMar DeRozan probably will be at a higher premium. And I think that we'll be able to see that 6-game bump if they be able to give us a little better of a late game execution.
I'm with you on that, High Fly, because when I look at what the Kings did 2 seasons ago, it seemed like every close game, they found a way to win.
Able to pull it out.
Whether it's De'Aaron putting on his cape, hopping into the phone booth, whatever it is, eating his Wheaties. When that fourth quarter came, it was fourth quarter Fox time.
Right.
And he still played tremendous. He had a tremendous season last year, but I didn't see the same, how should I put it, results. I didn't go into the fourth knowing we were going to win. I went into the fourth hoping we were going to win.
Right.
Now you got 2 of the most clutch players in the league in De'Aaron Fox and DeMar DeRozan. If you're an opposing team, how do you defend that?
You know what? You pick your poison. Because both of those guys are equally adept at knocking down a last-second shot or making the right play.
High Flyer with his top 5 things he's looking for from the Kings this upcoming season. And to piggyback on that, and this is something sort of abstract, meaning it might not show up in the box score, but I want a sense of purpose right from the jump, meaning I don't want us to throw away games, give away games. It's just 1 of 82. Because here's the thing, High Fly. Kings won 46 games last season. I'm going to pull up the standings right now from last year. When I look at where they could have been had they taken care of business,
oh my God,
and treated
don't do that
games against Charlotte,
don't do that,
Detroit, Houston,
don't do that,
whoever it may be,
Portland, Carolina,
whoever.
Don't do that.
If you look at where the Kings were last season, I got it right here, 46 and 36. The Phoenix Suns were 49 and 33, and they were the 6th seed. That's 3 measly games, High Fly.
Bro, you preach it to the choir.
3 measly games. So if I'm the Kings, November game in Toronto on a snowy night or whatever it may be, you got to have it.
Yes.
January in Detroit, you get in at 2 a.m., you got to have it. That's what I'm talking about, High Flyer. Don't look at it as, oh, it's an 82 game. It's a marathon. No, you got to go in because these games matter.
You know what? You must have heard me talking to Jason on the air because every time we stumped our head, I'm like, man, look, I don't want to hear it's 1 out of 82 bounce back.
Yeah.
I say because these games are going to add up at the end. And I'm like, we need these games. We went to Houston and got smacked. I mean, Houston rolled
back to back, 2 games in a row in Houston.
Back to back. I said, Jason, these games are going to hurt at the end. We might not see it now, but I'm telling you, at the end, we start adding them up, they're going to hurt. They missed the 6th spot by 3. That's 2 games right there.
That's 2 games right there.
And if we could put at least 2 of those New Orleans games,
right, just beat them twice.
That would have been 5. We don't want to talk about Portland. All right. You know, down in Charlotte, smacked. Games that we basically gave back.
How does that happen, High Fly? Because you've been in locker rooms, you've been on teams, and I've been around these guys. I've been around it, and at points last season, they openly admitted we're playing down to the level of the competition. We're giving away games.
Yep.
When you know that, how come it doesn't manifest itself and get corrected when you actually play on the floor?
Man, let me tell you, attention to detail, KD. You know, when Charlotte came in here and gave us the business, and remember, they were undermanned big time.
Yeah, LaMelo wasn't there, right?
They were undermanned big time. And I said, if the Kings give these guys hope, I said, if the Kings aren't up by double digits at halftime, we lose it. Because with any NBA team, you let those guys come in here and you let them get comfortable and they start scoring, they see the ball go through the basket, they get confidence. And now, guess what? I know you guarding Jared Smith, but now he got Steph Curry confidence.
Right. This the NBA, right?
It's the NBA. Everybody can play. So now he's got confidence, and it's going to be hard to stop him now because he's going. He's cooking.
And I think to your point, I remember it was Indiana that came in. Freaking TJ McConnell looked like Curly Neal out there the way he was dribbling around. Looked like Bob Cousy out there.
Gave us fits. And you're like, are you serious, bro? TJ McConnell, are you serious? Yeah.
I'm interested to see because Mike Brown can harp on the fellas all he wants. And he mentioned it after their scrimmage on Saturday. The players got to police themselves.
You do.
You know what I mean? The players got to look at each other and be like, nah, this is unacceptable.
Yeah, you do. Because it's only so much the coach is going to be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the coach is not out there playing. Yes, he's got to get you inspired. He's got to give you the right X's and O's. But once he does that, it's upon the players to go out and execute.
Right.
You know, we talk about, I mean, my 5B was closing games out. How many games did we do this? We're up. We're up in the 4th quarter. And all of a sudden, we can't score. The wheels fall off.
Mm-hmm.
We can't hit a bucket. We can't close the game out. We lose by 2. You've been up all game.
Yep.
You got this game in hand, and all of a sudden, the other team comes back, and you lose the game by 2.
2 games stand out to me. At Milwaukee, when Dame Time hit the jumper, and at Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Remember we had that big lead against we led by like 18 in the 4th.
Bro, it was over.
It was over.
It was over. And they put KD at the 5.
Yep. Yeah, you remember that. Yes.
They put KD at the 5 and seemed like our wheels fell off. It's like, bro, y'all got this game. Close the game out. Be able to finish games. Kings got to do better in that position.
Yep, you're right about that. Shout out to my guy, Matthew Henson. He just popped on the YouTube chat. I see you out there, young fellas. Sacktown Sports 1140. He said, fellas, just had to pop in here and say that I love that I can still listen to y'all on 1140 all the way down in San Jose.
Yeah.
Man, in San Jose right now for work. He's still popping on the drive, guys, on 1140. Appreciate you. My man, High Flyer, giving you a salute. All right, so we just
got a movement over there for sure.
Yeah, we got a movement going on, man. A couple hours left before the Kings and Warriors tip off. Watching Kobe Jones go through some work. Jordan McLaughlin Jordan's not going to play, still dealing with that ankle injury. Nobody's talking about that young fella, though. He's a veteran, steady hand, solid player, high flyer. Like, what do you make of the roster? Because one thing I said to Jay yesterday is we got an NBA roster now. Like, we don't got a bunch of, I hope they can play, or I hope this works out. We got guys we know. We put, like Jordan McLaughlin, you put him in, you know what you're going to get.
No doubt. And, our time is now, KD.
Yeah.
It really is. The time is now. That's why you see a roster full of guys that, have been in the NBA, not no journeyman. You got some guys that know how to play, but we are guard heavy.
Yeah.
And we're going to be playing small ball. That's the one thing that scares me. It's like, okay, if you're going to play small ball, you're going to have to be very adept at certain things.
Right.
You can't turn the basketball over.
Yes.
You're going to have to use your speed. You got to gang
rebound. Yeah,
yes.
I was thinking that.
You got to gang rebound. It's certain aspects of the game to where you're going to have to be very proficient, because if you aren't, you're going to be playing at a big-time deficit.
We get our first look of your Sacramento Kings coming up in about 2 hours. Of course, you can listen to the game right here with High Flyer and G-Man. Tip-off right around 7:30. T.I. Red 2 says, who's going to win? And does it even matter? I'm going to ask High Flyer that question next as the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports 1140 continues after this timeout.
The only place you'll find Kevin Herter is Sacktown Sports.
Herter's open, steps into three. He's got the triple. Hey, Sacramento, it's Kevin Herter, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills that features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just because it's October does not mean we can't barbecue outside. Visit California Backyard now for your best selection of grills and Napoleon Grills accessories.
Carmichael Dave here from my good friends at American Energy. Cool weather, if not cold weather, is in our future. You know that. It'll eventually get there, and American Energy wants to make sure your system is operating safely and properly. So now is the time to take advantage of the $49 fall tune-up inspection. That's regularly $119, but includes a full safety and duct inspection. And if your system's over 10 years old, it's free. The tune-up is on American Energy. Give them a call right now. They're offering $50 off your first recommended repair, or if you need a new furnace, that's half off the price of a new unit. American Energy been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You can check them out at theaeway.com for an instant quote. That's theaeway.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Big Sky home opener for the Sacramento State Hornets this Saturday, 6 p.m. kickoff versus Eastern Washington. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
I didn't expect to, but I need to get a new health insurance plan. The good news is I found Health Markets. Health Markets lays out plans available to you. They have access to more than 200 carriers across the country. And if you need help, you can just speak with a licensed insurance agent.
For real personalized service, call Health Markets at 855-680-8222 to speak to a licensed insurance agent. That's 855-680-8222. Health Markets Insurance Agency, Inc. is licensed as an insurance agency nationwide except in Massachusetts. Paid actor per trail.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Made a Chevy Silverado blowout is on with $12,750 off MSRP. Every new 2024 Silverado half-ton LT in stock after rebates. Or choose $12,000 off MSRP on every new 2024 Silverado half-ton RST in stock after rebates. Exclusively at Made Chevy at MadeChevy.com. Sacramento's Silverado headquarters. Whatever Silverado you choose, you'll save thousands at Made Chevy. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. Less greater than 2010 model year or newer. Ends 10/31/24.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills that features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just because it's October does not mean we can't barbecue outside. Visit California Backyard now for your best selection of grills and Napoleon Grills accessories.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
I'm just excited to be out there. I know they're excited to pull up and watch and see what we're going to bring this year. So honestly, just excited to go out there and give the fans a good time so they get a win.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
You hear this, High Flyers?
Come on now.
You hear this?
Shut him down. Shut him down.
Hey, this is proof. Our boy Jay listens. He actually listens to the show and what we dropping out here. That's knowledge. Appreciate it, Jay. Shut him down. It's taking me back to high school, 1991 or so. This one came out, I believe. And shout out to Public Enemy, the great Chuck D.
Yeah.
As we get you ready for Kings Warriors, 2 hours away. My man, High Flyer. All right, hold up, big fella. Let me ask you a question. Before we get into the question that was asked on the YouTube chat, if you want to holler at us, go to Sacktown Sports 1140. T.I. Red 2 asked the question. Before we get to that. So you're doing this show from 2 to 6.
Right.
Game day, game night, whatever y'all call it, from 6 to 7. Pre-game 7 to 7:30, and the game with G-Man. And post-game?
I'm getting it in.
So you got a good word.
Are you in physical shape? Do you got the stamina to do something like that? No. Hey, don't. Hey, I know you cut. I know you've been in the gym trying to get them gains. But I'm saying, is your cardio up, kid?
Come on, bro. I'm telling you, I stay ready, so I ain't got to get ready. This is B-ball, baby. I'm fired up.
Oh, man.
And you know what? Check this out. And my energy stays the same.
Okay. So I shouldn't tell the people you want to take off the last segment of the show just so you can get a break.
Yes, to get something to eat.
All right.
Because I ain't ate since 8 o'clock this morning.
Right.
You know, brother man do need his nutrients now.
I'm just letting the people at home know, listening at work and driving. Hey, High Flyer going to take off the final segment of the show, but I got some breaking news that I want to deliver at the final segment of the show.
Gotcha.
I got some big Sacktown Sports 1140 news that I'm going to deliver in about 10 to 15 minutes. But the question that was asked on the YouTube chat right here by T.I. Red 2, who's going to win? I don't want you to answer that, High Flyer, because starters are only playing in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't know. I mean, the game could go any different way. I want to know, does it even matter who wins tonight?
Don't. Not at all. I told you, this is time to try whatever it is. This is where Coach Brown is in experimental mode. Let me experiment with this. Let me experiment with that. Let me see how this combination works. Let me see how this trio works. Let me see how this duo works. You know, can we go up tempo? Can we play a half-court game? All of those questions that you're trying to answer, this is the time to where you put those in and implement them.
Okay. And how about this? Combinations.
All that.
Who playing with who?
Yeah.
Do you care about starters tonight in terms of
no?
Oh, Keon Ellis is starting with can't read into any of that.
Nope. You know what? And really, with this basketball team, it made no difference if you started or not. You know, Malik Monk played the majority of the minutes anyway. He came off the bench. He was out there in crunch time.
Right.
You know, so everybody got a chance to play. So it really didn't make a difference of, I didn't start. Your number's going to get called.
I think when you look at tonight's game, and I urge my fellow Sacramento Kings fans out there, don't be box score watching. You can't box score watch on this game. It's a preseason game.
It don't matter, win or lose.
Right. I need to see, if I'm keeping it real, what my eyes are telling me. Are they playing hard?
Exactly.
Are they competing?
Right.
Is the style of basketball how we want? Those are the things that don't show up on the stat sheet.
And you know what, KD? This is a game, and since you're putting it out there to the fans.
Yeah, I'm throwing it out there to them.
This is a game to where you can play armchair GM and say, okay, you know what? How does the camaraderie look? You know what? Okay, how does, those three work together? What about are we making the right defensive moves?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You can play armchair GM and just try to pick certain situations. Don't look at the whole game as a totality. Makes no difference if you win or lose. We're trying to see, let's say, for example, if the Kings want to play a matchup zone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how well did they play that matchup?
How well, right.
Okay, do you want to get real gimmicky and go to a box of one?
Right.
You got Steph out there. Tim Roy already said, you want to take the ball out of Steph's hands, go box of one. See how that works.
See how it works.
Yeah. This is a very much an experimental time to see if certain situations are good for your team.
Kind of a fact-finding mission for the coach, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
And let me try this, see how this looks. Oh, that didn't work. I don't know if we're ready for that. Something like that.
And if you really want to look at the game and say, okay, we want to evaluate something.
Yeah.
Let's say if the Kings turn the ball over 25 times, that's a bad sign.
Right.
Let's say the Kings get out rebounded by 20. That's a
bad sign.
Yeah. If you really want to say, I want to look at something. Mm-hmm. I'm really not looking at their 3-point percentage.
Not looking at that.
No, I'm not looking at that. I'm not even looking at 2-point percentage. Now, I will look at free throw percentage.
Right.
I'll look at that. Win or lose the game, don't care. You can win the game, okay? But if you miss 15, 20 free throws,
right.
like,
It's yeah.
Right.
And you could lose the game. As we talk about this, it just hit me. Do you evaluate? Because at the end of the game, you're going to look at the box score, you're going to see the numbers, you might win or lose. But really, is it all about the first half in terms of how the starters are playing? That'll give us a glimpse for the season. Or are you paying attention to some guys who are on the bubble in the second half, guys trying to make the team like Boogie Ellis, let's say?
You're not worried about your top five. You know what they're going to give you.
Okay.
And they're going to be here. They're going to be
here.
They're going to be who they are. That's why they're top five. You're trying to look at, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9.
Right.
We talked about, the Kings need a rim protector. Do they have a guy down there to where you can say, maybe he might be a rim protector? Another stretch 4. Do they have a guy that's like, wait a minute? When I give this guy a couple minutes, all of that gets figured out in preseason.
Right. I'll sort of liken it to preseason football. And to your point, you just said this. Your regulars, they're set.
They're set.
We know what they really. This is a big game for the guys looking to earn minutes,
right?
Looking to earn a contract. And so I'm gonna be watching some of the young guys tonight.
Of course.
You know who I'm gonna be? I'm gonna watch Kobe Jones, also second-year player. How does he look out there?
You know who I'm gonna watch?
Who?
And I watched him in summer league.
What are you doing, bro?
I watched.
Hold on.
Why
are you trying to?
Big fella coming
yeah,
through.
he's trying to squeeze through here. Hey, we making professional radio magic here, kid. You interrupting us. All right, go ahead. Sorry, High Flyer.
You know who I watched in summer league?
Yeah.
And I thought he played exceptionally well. Keon Ellis.
Yes.
I thought Keon is going to be a big part of what we do because he's so versatile. He's that Swiss Army knife that we need. So, if he comes out and plays the exact same way he did in the summer league, because it wasn't like he was like scoring big time and just killing guys, but it was the way he played. Whenever he wanted a shot, he got it. He always made the right pass. He was in on the right rotations. He was doing everything right out there on the floor. So, if he can continue to be that guy, he could be very valuable for this team.
Yeah, and the thing about it, too, had a chance to talk to Keon last week, and just his mental approach, I sense a confidence from him. I sense I'm not a wide-eyed young fella anymore. I sense I'm a key member of this team vibe from Keon Ellis.
And you know why?
What?
The way he played last year and the success that he had. Because think about it, Keon Ellis was the last guard to get off the bench.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, he worked his butt off, then became a starter once the injuries hit.
Yeah.
And played well in those starting minutes. So then his rotation minutes got to be solid. So now he's in a situation to where I'm not worried about am I going to have a guaranteed contract. I'm in the rotation.
Right.
And when you're in the rotation, KD, that's when your game can flourish. Because you're not worried about making a mistake and the coach pulling you. You didn't pass that now.
Right.
You didn't pass that. So, yeah, he played very confident, bro, in the summer league. Very confident. And if he can be that same guy in a regular season, he can help us go a long way.
Before I let you get out of here to go get your grub, I know you want to get your steak and lobster or whatever it is.
Hey, whatever they got.
Somebody of your caliber eats.
Yes.
Malik Monk, a lot of business has been made about him obviously re-signing, which was huge. You got DeMar DeRozan now. I still think Malik is going to be Malik. He's not going to take a back seat to anybody. Is that a concern for you at all?
He shouldn't have to be.
Okay.
Malik Monk can be the exact same guy he was last year because that's what granted you that nice little contract you got.
Yep.
You shouldn't change not one iota. Take a step back. Take a step back for who?
You got DeMar here now. You got
DeMar starting.
Closing games I'm talking about.
Well, that's going to be done by committee because some nights it was Malik night.
Yeah.
And even De'Aaron took a step back and said, Malik, this is your night, brother. You cooking, you go ahead.
Yep.
That's going to be determined at that particular time. But, at the end of the day, Malik, you be Malik.
We'll see Malik be Malik tonight. High Flyer, I'm going to let you get out of here, big fella. Great job today. High Flyer filling in for Whitey, Kevin Gleason.
Nice to have you, man.
Good stuff as always. High Flyer will be back.
I'll be talking again.
He's going to be talking again at 6 o'clock when game night comes up. High Flyer and Scott Marsh. All right, coming up next, I got some news on who's going to be joining our show tomorrow. The Drive Guys at 2 o'clock. Plus, the updated injury report for the Sacramento Kings. Hot off the presses. Who's in, who's out? I'll tell you that next here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
It's 4th and goal. The pressure's on. The home team needs this to win it. No matter what you're up against, it's always a win at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Special finance options and trade-in offers make it easier than ever to upgrade your ride. Because at Stockton Honda, we believe everyone deserves a winning deal.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number 1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
Hey, Aggie fans, head coach Tim Plow here. October 12th is a date you're not going to want to miss
It's homecoming here in Davis, and we face off with rival Cal Poly at 4 p.m. for the Golden Horseshoe. It's also Junior Aggiette Day. So, kids, if you want to perform on the field with our cheer and dance teams, visit ucdavisaggies.com/tickets and sign up today. Let's pack the stands for this rivalry game and celebrate what it means to be a part of this Davis community. Go Ags.
For 76 years, the Keys family from Naturewood Home Furnishings has been serving families just like yours and mine. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with Golf to Go. The Naturewood team takes great pride and significant effort to offer Northern California families a vast selection of home furnishings, most of which are made right here in this country. The kitchen table, which we purchased so many years ago, speaks to the enduring quality of the Naturewood product lines. We treasure memories made seated around that table with family and friends for birthday celebrations, school projects, and many late-night meals when the day just got away from us. Naturewood has provided thousands with home furnishings that not only last for generations, but also lead to everlasting memories of cherished times. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings now during their 76th anniversary sale and get started making your own brand of memories. Meet the Keys family at Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
When is the best time to buy a new air conditioning system? Right now with Bell Brothers end of summer clear-out sale. You'll get up to $2,700 off a top-of-the-line AC system. Plus, no payments or interest for 1 year for qualified buyers. Call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or go online to thenosurpriseguys.com because we only have a limited number of new top-of-the-line AC systems. And when they're gone, this offer is over. Need more info? Call us. Estimates and second opinions are always free. So call now for up to $2,700 off a new premium AC system. And no payments or interest for 1 year. Plus, if you call now, we'll throw in your choice of a free smart thermostat or indoor air purification system. But you have to call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or online at thenosurpriseguys.com. Remember, end of summer is the best time to buy and save on a new AC system. Thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
They do not know what Sacktown brings. When on the low, that's a Sacktown thing. Talking about us, it's a bounce out thing. Must they forgot we some Sacramento Kings. Whole squad going crazy, yeah, we back with it. Northern Cali going crazy.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
So tell me what you
Drape's holding it down here. High Flyer went to get some vittles, a little nourishment, because that dude got a long night tonight. Shout out to High Flyer. Thanks for joining me here on the Drive Guys Sacktown Sports 1140. I see everybody getting hyped on social media, on the YouTube chat. Sacramento Kings basketball is back. I promised you some news on the injury front when it comes to the Kings. Here's what we know right now. Who's in, who's out. Kevin Huerter's still out with that left shoulder injury. Devin Carter also left shoulder. He's out. Trey Lyles dealing with the left groin. He's out. Jordan McLaughlin, even though I saw him getting up some shots, warming up a little bit, he's still dealing with that right ankle sprain. So he is out. And Orlando Robinson, who I thought might be a key member of this squad. We'll have to see when he comes back, but he's dealing with that left knee. He's out as well as the Sacramento Kings get ready to face the Golden State Warriors. Less than 2 hours away from tip-off, coming up at the top of the hour, we have game night, High Flyers, Scott Marsh, pregame show. Jason Ross will be here. G-Man's already in the building. It feels great. Basketball is back. Now, Jay, you've been quiet all day, big fella. You okay?
I'm good, baby.
You know what I'm saying? We rocking and rolling. How you feeling about Kings basketball?
Oh, it's a fantastic thing. Coach Doug Christie slid into the studio and dapped him up, wished him luck, behind the scenes as we pull the curtains back. I'm hyped, man. As you can see what I'm, I took a step back, let HT do what he does.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And when you have legends and you got royalty on, sometimes you got to know your position. You don't want to step on nobody's toes. So I'm definitely hyped big time. I know you are. Both you and HT been getting it going all day. and I've been on the back side of the glass, man, just feeling it. I'm ready to go. You know, it's a preseason game, but as we just saw a couple weeks ago in the NFL, it's really the pearly gates opening to something special.
Yeah, and you know, here's how I feel about this too, Jay. We just had Jose, program director at our
I seen him back there.
Yeah, Jose out here chilling, you know, seeing what's popping. He's like, Drapes, you ready? And you know how it is, Jay. You've been around the league for a while. You've been on the team planes and things like that before. This is like my sanctuary, man. This is like where I feel most comfortable. If you know it, outside of home, obviously, but this is like a family reunion out here. When you come and you see, you know, whether it's the ushers, the concession stand workers, the ball boys and ball girls, the my boy Mo Brazelton, who handles live events here. It's like a family coming back together, man. And you smell the popcorn out here.
I ain't see you grab none today. I was waiting for the cookie delivery.
Nah, I got it, but I didn't need it.
Okay.
I passed it on to High Flyer, man.
Okay.
I had my workout today. I'm still trying to, you know, get them gains on and everything. And they brought the big tub of popcorn and everything, and they thought it was 2023-24 Drake. And I'm like, nah, new year, new me. New
gluten-free, baby.
Me, right? But I'll tell you what, your boy is starving right now. I'm starving like Marvin, man. I'm like, you know, so after this, I'm going to run downstairs, get a little snack, get a little grub, and settle in. I'm not on the call for tonight's game, so it's going to be kind of weird. Mark Jones and Katie, they're doing the game on NBC Sports California. ESPN is here as well.
Yeah, we got Jorge Sedano on tomorrow. He's on the call today.
Oh, Jorge on the call?
Yeah,
today?
him,
Okay.
Dave Pash, Doris Burke.
Okay. You know, I teased about a big announcement for tomorrow's show. Let me just say, I'm super excited for tomorrow because we have a very special guest lined up at 2:30. Jay, I don't know if I should drop the name or not. I asked Jose. He's like, are we sure? I'm like, they gave me their word. They said tomorrow's the day. DeMar DeRozan will be on the Drive Guys tomorrow at 2:30, Jay. Yes, sir. This is going to be big. So you want to make sure you join the show super early. You don't want to miss the first half hour, because DeMar DeRozan, fresh off his first game in a Sacramento Kings uniform, will be talking to me and Jay, the Drive Guys here. A big day tomorrow, too. World Mental Health Awareness Day. We know DeMar has his book out right now. I'm in the process of reading it. Mental health, a huge part of his platform. So we're going to dive into that, dive into what it's like being a Sacramento King. So tomorrow at 2:30, DeMar DeRozan will be on the Drive Guys. Can I say it again, Jay?
Absolutely, please do. I've been waiting for you.
DeRozan, our guy, is going to be on the Drive Guys tomorrow at 2:30. So I'm really pumped up about that. Sac is lit. And I see the YouTube chat, people getting fired up. Sacramento basketball is back, man. It's exciting. It's exhilarating. And I'll be honest with you, Jay, and the people listening right now, those people driving to the game. I know you're coming in the traffic. Let me know how it is out there. I know it's fired up because the city is ready. But I look at the expectations for this season versus what we had going into last season. I feel like last season was more, we went into it excited, expecting a lot, still on that dopamine, still on that euphoria high. This season feels more measured, still feels like we have high expectations, but it's like we all about our business now. You know, it's not like we happy we made it. Like, you know, we're doing great things. Now it's like we know the task at hand. We know what it's going to take, Jay. We ain't got to talk about it. Let's just be about it. And I felt that at Media Day also. Last year's Media Day, the guys said all the right things. This year, they didn't have to say a damn thing. They came in with the vibe, we know what we have to do, and we're going to let our play do the talking, Jay. I feel a difference with this team this year.
Well, the great part about it is it's the beginning, and we still have time to prognosticate, and I think that's what you're doing is there's some things that you, not only meaning Kyle Draper, but the team, because you're part of the team, that I think when you're talking about Media Day all the way up to now, which has been a couple of weeks, like you can see the difference between some of these guys is, as you said, and I like the word you use, measured. You talk about what De'Aaron talked about on this show. You've quoted it a few times, and I actually need to put that in a drop. he don't want to waste any more time, right? He's got time, but he doesn't want to waste it. We know DeMar has a little more time, but I'm pretty sure, and we can ask him tomorrow, I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to waste it as well. We've seen Domantas Sabonis, on just about everybody's interview at this point, everybody's show over the last couple of weeks, because starting 5, and we hear what he's talking about. Like, they're ready to take this to a next level. So I'm with you, man. I think this year should be, and I'm hoping the feel right now around the team and what you're feeling and the vibes around Sacramento is going to lead this team to, higher level, which comes with higher expectations. We saw that last year, and you and HT have talked about it, and you've talked about it in nauseum. Sometimes the expectations were just a little too heavy for the Kings. And so hopefully these expectations being heavy, now, as you said, we're getting the gains on. We got the workout on. You're on the dumbbells. You're on the bench. And now you can put the 250 up, and it's not too heavy.
Yeah. And to that point, Jay, I feel we're a more mature team right now. And then you add a grown-up like DeMar DeRozan, guy that's played at a high level, guy that's been a multiple-time All-Star, future Hall of Famer. It just feels like a more mature group. And I think it's not about who left or who came. I think, when you look at De'Aaron Fox, 8th season, Domas, he's been around for a minute. Keegan, High Flyer said he's not a young player anymore. This is 3rd season. Malik Monk been around. And so I feel a more mature Sacramento Kings squad out here right now. Now they have to manifest it and go into this season. Alex Len getting his warm-up on right now. Jonathan Kuminga, I see him out there as well. Don't see Steph Curry yet. Haven't seen Fox or Sabonis. Those guys will come out probably in about 25, 30 minutes or so. But one thing I'm looking for tonight for this Sacramento Kings squad, we know the crowd is going to be lit. We know G1C is going to be rocking. I want to see it from the players. It ain't got to be super sharp. You ain't got to hit every shot if you're the Sacramento Kings, but play with a sense of purpose. Play with a sense of pride. You can be nice guys off the court. They all are. Great dudes. Tremendous dudes that Monte McNair has put together. But when they step in to those lines, they got one mission, and that's to beat whoever is across from them. I'm talking about the Golden State Warriors tonight. It's got to be Steph Curry tonight. Have your championship mindset, ladies and gentlemen. Not in April, not in March. Have it right now, October 9th, here in Sacramento. That's what I want to see from my Sacramento Kings tonight. It's not about stats. It's not about numbers. It's about the eye test. I want to see them come out with a sense of purpose. Shout out to the High Flyer for jumping on. Shout out to Rod Brooks. Shout out to Tim Roy. And shout out to you, the great listeners of Sacktown Sports 1140. It's been The Drive, guys. Coming up next, game night. Don't forget, I'll see you at 2 o'clock. DeMar DeRozan on tomorrow at 2:30. You're listening to Sacktown Sports 1140.